Q2 2024 for Amazon was perhaps best known for them saying that they thought that the Olympics could maybe hurt the company's revenue for the next quarter. Like, their Q2 guidance has always been a little odd. So with that in mind, maybe they completely blow this operating income guide out of the water. We'll have to wait and see what happens there. But yeah, I think with AMZN, much like I said with Apple, all I'm going to do here is look at past data and try to make some, not assumptions, but forecasts from that. I don't want to make too much speculation here.
All right, thank you very much for that. All right, I'm not seeing anything happen with Google, Ichiro. It's just, you know, just regular price action. It's selling off, but yeah, it's down from the highs, 2.9%. Still green on the day. All right, Joey, it's 2 o'clock.
It's 2 o'clock, yep.
You're going to be with your boy Obi tomorrow. I'm going to be in the morning, but I'm taking in the afternoon off, so Ob is going to be in. Hope you guys have a great time, and send him off.
All right, man. No, everyone have a fantastic day. We got some big earnings after the bell. Stay tuned for that. So yeah, again, big earnings, lots of fun. Tomorrow expiration and Halloween, plus Jays. Hope everyone has a fantastic day.
There it is. Take care, guys.
Drinking Starbucks on.
Drinking
Starbucks. On Starbucks Day.
On Starbucks Day.
One of the
prop
better
up the stock over here.
No, but it's one of the better, I guess, earnings.
$3 gone.
It is, though. It's like it did really well today.
Let me see. Is it? Has it been battled back?
Well, I mean, it got
up 0.5, Neil.
But it was down pretty decent.
Yeah, it was. It was left for dead there because Brennan and Sharif didn't like the protein. They'd rather get it. They'd rather get it in powder. You know. I mean, now you can have a coffee and have.
I like it.
You know.
Like if my morning coffee. And look, we have a nice coffee machine here, which is fine. Yeah, it's great. No, but if I had the option of getting 15 grams of protein.
33 grams, I looked.
33? 33 seems, I question the taste if it's 33. That seems high.
I have no idea.
But
I checked, because I could have added it to this. I think it was like $1.50 or something.
I'm going to try.
You get 33 grams.
Yeah, because if it tastes fine.
Protein.
Most people, most dudes are getting less protein than they need. It's like, and it's a challenge. So you're always trying to find ways to make it easy. What's crazy is everyone was talking about, not everyone, these guys were just talking about Apple's PE. And I looked it up at one source and saw 41 with a forward of 33, and then looked it up at a second one, 41 with a forward of 33. I was a little surprised by that, not gonna lie.
Right.
In my head, which is, whoops, I didn't mean to minimize that. There we go. Like in my head, that's not what I was really thinking. I thought it was, anyways, if they can beat, then if they beat and don't move anywhere, then you end up in that 33 range, right? But obviously that's not going to happen. Don't know where we're looking at Starbucks at this particular moment. But yeah, a couple of really big earnings. And couple of things. The way that Meta got kind of hit, the way that Microsoft they weren't impressed with, despite it being a good quarter, and then the way that Google didn't hold the bid. Those three things make me say Apple, more so than Amazon, obviously, really needs to hold us down today. Because the market's been holding this lower range. Why am I looking at Starbucks still? We've been holding this lower range. And I feel like Apple's going to be more important to us for not just the fact that it's as big as it is, but we kind of know the story with Amazon. Who cares? Like we got Softy and we got Google. That kind of told us enough of a story. Apple's going to be a big one. I hope they don't disappoint. But there's always dip buys.
So here's Navin, Navin IPO came, and I just want to show you, this is how I roll. It's just, we went short. We didn't go long. We went short when it broke 22. You know, we make a lot of money on IPOs. And here's Navin again, boom, boom, reloaded it twice. We only had 20% left. It punched 22. I got out, it didn't break, and then I went short again, which was best because we just loaded up again. So we have Navin twice for multiple dollars now in the account today. So there it goes, man. I mean, we talked about it. Let's go. So today we traded 3 names. We traded Google long, my #1 name. We traded Palantir long. Right now, we should have taken it out there. I thought we were kind of going to 200. Again, I only have 10% left of this trade, so not much to worry about there. And then Navin. So we'll put up 3 for 3 again. I think yesterday we were 5 for 6, 3 for 3 today, and yeah, lots of action. Only 3 names for me so far today, but hey, you know, there's that book, One Good Trade. you know, 3 good names there today. So we'll do that. And yeah, it was basically a couple good trades, and we'll see if we can get some more happening here this afternoon. Yeah, SPY coming back in, Google coming back in a little bit with Google right there. That was, we had a question on the midday show about it. Yeah, it's looking not great. We did hold again the net last 5% or so for that break of 286. And once that happened, downside play here for Google. We'll see if we can reload this thing at some point. But yeah, good. You know, we're happy. We had a great afternoon, great swim, got a coffee here. We're at 2.5 times daily now, so it's a good day. And yeah, we'll just continue to, you know, really enjoy the company here and talk about earnings. We have good earnings after market.
Important earnings after market.
Bitcoin is
whether they'll be good or not
tanking.
Needs to be seen. Well, we always talk, everyone's all about Amazon and Apple, but there's a name that's reporting, and we'll get to that. Coinbase. But you've seen the move that's happened. Bitcoin's underneath 108K. We've seen them underperform the market. Coinbase really kind of sat out a lot of the rally. I know MSTR strategy is also reporting, but strategy doesn't really move on earnings. It's like it always seems to do absolutely nothing, which is fair. But Coinbase, this could be the undercover, more volatile one that you come in then tomorrow, and this is the day trade stock that you almost want to be on. I feel like that could be Coinbase. Like if it were to drop 10%, it goes right into a 300 level. That's been a pretty big level here. So this is one, it's got to be on watch. It's literally at the 50 period. Obviously, you guys know there's some renovations going on, so you can hear the banging in the back. Apologies for that. But it's at the 50 period right now, and that's not going to matter whatsoever if there's the slightest issue with it, especially with what's been going on, relatively speaking, with IBIT here. You know, like 4 days back into the red. This is about to retest some pretty decent support. So, you know, you do have a lot of weakness that's coming in. Coinbase is worth watching this afternoon as well. If IBIT comes back up, I'm going to try and short the volume weighted average price. It hasn't gone there just yet, but that's one of the things I'm looking for. Also, Chipotle. If Chipotle can finally lose VWAP, that's the other trade I'm trying to look for. I had it at the top, but it went to VWAP. Now I want it to break down underneath VWAP. Chipotle got smoked. But from the open, it was actually a long, believe it or not. It was like the worst name were longs off the open, like Meta was and Chipotle was. And then like the best name, which was Google, was a short off of the open. That's just how it was. It was like profit taking in either direction.
All right, let's go back over. No.
Not yet?
Wait, I think. Okay. I was just going to tweet this out about NAVN again, but the thing about this one is it came back up, we got stopped out, and we reloaded it. I just wanted to say, like, that's part of the game, right? Is like, I go short there, breaks 22, gets stopped, realizes it goes like to 22.01 or something. Then we just hammered it back down using volume weighted average price. So there's another banger right there on NAVN. And I know we just talked about it, but this was an IPO that a lot of you were looking at there. Wanted to get 25, they did the market and they got 22. And now you're down here. I'm gonna wait to see a break lower. I'm bidding right here to see if we can get something, but looking for lower bids right now on NAVN. All right, Sharif is now ready. Let's go through the rundown and discuss some plays, and then we'll get back to trading.
Down, everyone, the show where you decide what we talk about every afternoon. You saw them, the big boys, they're locked, they're loaded, and they're ready to look at the tickers as decided by you. But the only way to get those tickers right there is to get into the chat and vote every day. Super simple. Just throw in that $sign followed by whatever ticker your heart so desires. Let's look at all 4 major averages, and all but one is in negative territory. We're down 0.91 here on the NQ, but still holding on to a key level of technical resistance at 26,000. We're below, though, guys, 6,900 here on the ES, despite the fact that it is performing better than the NQ on the day, down 0.5%. The only one that's green of the 4 major averages is the Dow, trading right at 47,900 and up 0.5% on the day. The Russell 2000 almost but flat here, down 0.12 and below 2,500 point level, a key area of technical support that it's been finding lately. Let's find the first ticker, though, as decided by you, which is META, and what a move it was on Meta. Look at this. We were trading almost at 760 yesterday, dropping down to 650 today. They reported earnings beating on the top and bottom line, but it really came down to that one-off charge for about $16 billion that they'll have to pay this year in tax as a result of the new big, beautiful bill, which passed earlier this year. They also shed about $220 billion in market cap on that move, with their VR unit, guys, hitting $73 billion now in cumulative losses.
Yikes. Yikes. Yeah, that's a lot of losses. This one, you know, chalk this up to, I think, people being surprised by that tax hit on Meta. And ultimately, like you said, ball doesn't lie here. Like, I tend to think that was a pretty good quarter. I really like that revenue growth. I think we talk about, like, moats. Well, I mean, they got a pretty decent one, too. Like, the way I see it is if they're a piece of everybody's lives every single day, then that is going to be, and they know how to monetize, and they're the future of advertising right now, then ultimately I think they'll be fine. Today, it's just a little bit rough. I love the fact that it was able to do a little bit of a bounce here, but it's still, barring some kind of a minor miracle, going to close underneath the last support. Like that the 200 period moving average was, you know, this support here from June, like that June bottom, where it then rallied to the highs after that little double dip. It also goes back and was big resistance in February. Like, that's a big level, and we're closing underneath it. So until maybe give it a couple of days to form like a new support bottom, I did stink bid today in my PA. So like, I'd love to pick it up if it maybe trends down a couple of days, and I think I'm at 32, 632 or something like that, probably 632.22 or 42, and if it gets down there, I'll be a buyer, but I'm going to give it a couple of days here. I had one mean reversion trade early, and if anything, this looks like it's reverting back in, maybe for a retest of like the 660 area. So give Meta a couple of days. The growth is absolutely fine. I think there was some top line. That top line number was definitely a shock. $16 billion to here for a hit tends to be bad, and people, I think, overreacted a bit, but it's not like it's getting anywhere near green today.
Okay. Yeah, like something that's down 11%, I think we just got to give this a little bit more room to move, right? I mean, I always talk about day three. We bought Marvell on day three. We bought Lululemon on day three. And I think we'll add to our Meta position on day three. So looking to add to some Boeing as well. But I like Meta right here, down 11%, forward PE of just around 30. I mean, it's still pretty expensive compared to where I last bought this thing when the PE was like in the teens. But, you know, didn't get anything out up top, or if I did, it wasn't enough, and now it's dripping back down a little bit. Look, down 11% sucks when you look at it, but this just gives you a better opportunity to buy. If you like the name, I always say that fun thing about every time someone's born, they get a new customer. And, I mean, it's not far from being untrue. With all this TikTok news and all these kind of things, we'll see how that all settles down as well. We do know that YouTube has a big opportunity with their shorts to bite into some reels, and they've already been doing that. But yeah, that augmented reality, the reality labs, they're not great. They lost that $73 billion there, as we mentioned. We'll see if, I don't think those glasses are ever going to be a thing, but I'm not worried about that. It's the ad business, and it seems to be pretty good. So I like Meta, but just not today, not now. I'm going to give it a little bit of time, and I feel fine if I miss it. You know, my boat is pretty full here with Meta, so I'll wait. If it comes back in and it's time to deploy some cash, you don't worry, I'll be letting you guys know when that happens. If anything, day three. So let's wait for Monday. I do think if it retakes this 680 or 700, you may not, you know, like you might not see it anymore. There's only going to be so many dip opportunities that you're going to get in these names. But look at this. Whoa.
You have the chart up. Just leave it up there for a second.
Yeah.
The last time it dipped underneath that 200 period moving average, it's not like even if you didn't get the bottom, you had lots of chances to get into it. Like, it's not like
this goes way back.
Yeah, but like that, I'm just talking about the one this year.
This is tariff, right?
So that was tariff related.
Yeah.
But ultimately, like, it hasn't, like, so what if you miss the first 10%? I tend not to care as 5 or 10%. It's like, yeah, whatever.
Well, that's something. If you miss the first, if you miss 10%, then you know you miss that. But at the end of the day,
like Yeah, like if I don't get 630 and I end up like 2 days later, I'm buying it over the 200 period moving average at 710 or something.
I think 600.
Then to me, that's actually, it was a more bullish move. It was a more bullish hold, and I'll like it better in some ways.
Yeah, it's like I averaged up into SoFi once it had already bounced. So I don't think that there's any problems doing that. So yeah, Meta, look, in trouble today, isn't in trouble for a while. I mean, it's going to get crushed tonight if the market does not like these two reports. It's like if the Nasdaq continues to fall down, you can clearly see right now, look at the Nasdaq heading lower. You know, Meta just lost $12. So you might get your 32s faster than you think here. Let's wait to see if it comes back into 650 for now. Still a ways away. The market's going to have to get disastrous. The thing about all of this, no matter what we talk about here today, we were dead red trying to go red more in the morning time, right? So we had right here, we had TQs short, Palantir $200 short, IBIT short. Try to be patient. We did that and we found it long after being patient. It's funny that the only two stocks I have today, Palantir and Google, are both longs. And I said be patient for the shorts, but we nailed those ones. We have NAVN short right now, $1 in the money. Let's see if we get a little lower to get out of this one. All right, it's Tesla. Let's go find out what's going on over there.
It's dropping, Katina, man, to the tune of 4% and change after the information reported today that Tesla's actually moving slower than expected on its autonomous ride-hailing rollout. The information said Elon Musk has already lowered his expectations for the company's robotaxi service, which he described, of course, many times as critical to Tesla's future, guys. So we're back into that 440 level we were talking about a couple of days ago.
Yeah, it didn't take very long for Tesla.
Tesla, huh?
Ultimately. And look, Tesla falls into the category of like everything that was dip buys. Like today's the kind of day where like if you caught one mean reversion, it should have paid for like 5 that didn't work. And it just, you know, for me, I took the shot at Tesla when it got down to 445. And ultimately, the 440 ends up being the spot, which is interesting because I was kind of looking at 42 more than I was at 40. But it was just worth it. Like, I know Google's not on there. And, yeah, but, like, the way that these things fell, like, you had to take some shots going into the bid. Now, the difference between Tesla and this drop and maybe some of the other names is just have a quick look. If you look at this daily chart, like, Tesla, it's not just rejecting out of nowhere. It's really respecting this lower high that got put in right at the end of the year. It's like just, it was my birthday or something. Boxing Day, it made that lower high at about 460. And it's having all kinds of trouble with that same price level. So I think it feels to me like you've made, I love those rounded bottoms to go into longs, but like you have this kind of rounded top that rejected the 60 level. It's going to be absolutely mission critical for tomorrow to hold on to 440 off the open. Otherwise, I think you bleed off of that price. For this afternoon, like that's an obvious place to look. Looking up at Chipotle and IBIT, which I'll probably like this afternoon. Maybe it gets to 440 and there's a bounce play. But I'd be more inclined to be thinking that you have a bit of a rollover happening. And I feel like Tesla's a temporary short. Again, you're double up from that 2020 low still, even with this pullback. So I think with the market sentiment right now, it's more of a profit-taking situation on a lot of these stocks. I'm going to be short bias this name, unless something crazy happens to change my mind overnight.
Oh boy. Oh, well, by the way, there it is right there. Spin it. It's $1 right there. We're just having fun today. There's $1 on NAVN again to the downside on a reloaded position. So this might get up there to P&L number 2 for me here today on another money-making opportunity today for this IPO, right? And so again, comes out, doesn't have much fanfare, gets to the top about 70 cents. Your boy goes in there, pays for shorts. We're just sitting here watching this open up. Neil and I were watching this. I went in there, grabbed some shorts, actually missed 22, or else we would be shorter at a better price there. And then just watched it completely fall apart all over itself. That, of course, is NAVN right now. So good job there on NAVN. I hope some of you hit that up. Oh, show. Yeah, look, I mean, down 4%, I just think it's a buying opportunity for Tesla if you do get into this $400 mark. I really like the stock. I love the car. I love the technology. I like the talk of robo-taxis, obviously. You know, I like the FSD aspect here. If we're going to give Google and all these guys all this credit for Waymo, I mean, what's going to happen once robo-taxis go out there and they're rolling around flawlessly, right? So let's just see if that is what winds up happening. If you want to sit on Tesla, that's completely fine. I don't. It's been a very much a roller coaster. It's not even up that much on the year. So I don't mind it here. Just give us some more discounts, right? Like, let's break this level and then see if we can get near 400, and then we'll see about buying it then. So we'll see if we can get 10% more out of this name to the downside in case there's some sort of correction. I mean, we had talked about the Nasdaq being way overheated, and Tesla's heated up too, right? I mean, you just were down here at 410, and then you just made a move back to 470. Like, that was 15% right there in 2 weeks. So yeah, we could drop 15% and get into this area. I like Tesla. I think it's a buy, but at least 10% lower. So give me Tesla at 400, and we'll see if we can back up the truck if it gets to there. But I don't know. It's gonna have to wait, right? So let's just do that. We'll see if it gets some upgrades, and if I miss the trade, I miss the trade. We already have some Tesla, but it is the least amount of the Mag 7, so to speak, that I have. It's the least held name for myself, portfolio-wise.
You know what's weird? Like
Thank you, Dogo.
I almost feel like it should be for me, but it's not. So I'm considering like where I want to trim, because I have like Amazon I own less of, and I question which one I like more. And I was like, that's something I've been thinking about. It's like, do I really like Tesla twice as much as I like Amazon? Which is why I'm dip buying Amazon, but I haven't decided to sell any more Tesla. I'm just not that point. I just love the future of Tesla too much.
Yep.
Most of the times to sell, because I think of if when you look at the Mag 7 name, obviously NVIDIA is amazing, but it's just like the pure like explosive upside potential of it.
Exactly.
It's like I don't think I'm getting
explosive downside.
Well, that's part of the risk. And so if you have, sometimes you got to have it in there, a name like that in there in your portfolio. So, you know, it is what it is. Tesla's going to be that kind of a stock. If it put a 3 handle on it by the end of the year, zero shock whatsoever. And if you don't like the sound of that, then why not ring some register where you're in the mid-4s? It's not the end of the world either. Let's talk some INTS, a stock that will probably never get to $450.
What a move, Neil. I mean, ridiculous move here, 340%, and it's substantially off the highs. I was involved with this one basically the entire midday show, but let's talk about why we're moving. The company's experimental drug, codenamed INT230-6, showed very encouraging results in patients with advanced cancers, according to a study published in Lancet's eBiomedicine. It said it showed 75% disease control rate in advanced cancers per the study. So it's up 308%, but really coming in aggressively into that dollar level right now, boys.
See there.
All right,
I know it's free.
You were looking at this.
I was, and I had a whole rant today about, I guess we talked about Meta already, but I did the lesson of the day on, well, if there's like a good setup that you're looking for, sometimes maybe sit in your desk, but you got to get up every now and then. I was a little bit busy, and that's when the dollar break happened. I mean, the good news is it wasn't clean the first time, so I can't even guarantee that it would have been that good. The second time through was an absolute charm. That's the thing about these stocks. Sometimes the first time breaks a buck, like who cares, but the second time it broke $1 was good. So at best, maybe it would have been 1 for 2, but the key thing now is it's pulling back into a buck and VWAP, and VWAP is the morning high. So this is it's on 1.2 billion shares. It's obviously pretty solid. Volume's good. Volume is actually holding up, as you can see at the bottom. Like, it's obviously doing less volume in the morning, but very good volume on day one. So if it can hold on to this range, I'm going to look for some kind of a reversion bounce. It's also like this is a very, very long, horrible consolidation in the pennies, and you have a close over one giving you like the 200 period, if you even like that technically. So this is one that it did fill in the gap, so you expect it to pull back after that gap fill. I just want to see it bounce off that VWAP or $1. Probably give it a couple of shots today. But this is on my afternoon radar, right? Like the market, unless we break the lows and flush, I don't know how much the market's going to move. This one is going to be active this
I see a lot of people in the chat. They think it's like today's the worst day. It's because you hear the banging every once in a while,
actually
right?
not
So
worse than
it's just. It might be the most annoying, but we have to get it done. It's behind us. We want to apologize to everybody for that. And that screen is just so impressive. It's just a matter of getting it worked on. You might be able to see some Sometimes you see Mark or whatever go around the back right there. I think here comes Rob as well. So there's just a lot of work being done today. And so, and yeah, people are saying like, why can't they do it after hours? I mean, there's only so many hours in the day. You know, there's only so many hours there. Rob just said he has a family, so you know he's got to come in here.
We're also in the basement, like the ground floor of a condo building.
And that's the other thing, yeah. The condo building, yeah, certain rules. Yeah,
if you've ever lived in a condo, you get the idea. Like you can only do work at certain hours.
And believe me, these guys are doing work at all hours, so it's not. Yes, thank you, Rob. Rob just letting everybody know this is not his main responsibility. So please do not report these guys behind us, as it is not their main responsibility. But no, we thank for them. And I just want to say to everybody else, thank you for all of your patience in all of this. And it's a matter of days. Matter of days until it's all.
It's almost done.
It's all finished with.
Wait till you see it with the desk.
And then we move that way, right? We move back a little bit, get away from all of this. But it actually hasn't even really been that bad.
No.
Considering everything that's been done around here, it's actually been really quiet. And they have done a great job of putting up like all this protective, you know, whatever this is, shields and whatnot to keep from the equipment from getting bad. And yeah, so. All right, let's go talk a little bit about Mr. Palantir there. Yo, Fabian, what's going on, my guy? I want you in that picture, Fabian, man. I want you
Fabian
up in there.
Ramin should be in that.
There he is. Fabian, let me see that plate of food over here. What you got over there? Ooh, the beef stew. I thought the beef was okay.
It smells really good.
There you go.
I'd give it a 7.
Okay.
I give it a
That's
7.
a win. A 7 is a win.
7's a win. I was expecting a 6. A 7 was a win. What I wasn't a fan of, though, is my salad was like all massive pieces of, it's like the biggest pieces of lettuce you could ever find. It's like, did they even break it up? Which is okay, because
that's a great lunch. See
I got a balsamic, though, because I don't like.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, let's go talk about some Palantir, which is doing better than Lumen is.
That's what comes in every day. Hello, guys. All right, Palantir, new all-time highs yesterday. Katina, man, you were probably very excited about that. In fact, we made new all-time highs this morning, taking out $200 for the first time. It was short-lived, though, dropping down now back into 197. Look, there was really no major news today except to say that, yeah, a couple of former employees of Palantir are being sued by the company by the name of Radha Jain and Joanna Cohen. They were entrusted with, quote, Palantir's crown jewels, including their source code and customer information, and they breached those agreements they signed with the company by trying to create their own startup rivaling Palantir's, and that has the brass at Palantir very upset, and they're looking to sue them in Manhattan court.
All right, yeah, sue them, whatever. But yeah, no, for me, it's all about the long, man. I mean, we had the long written down. We've only traded 3 names today. I've only traded 3 names today, one of which is Palantir, and we were so patient with it, man. We didn't even get involved until 10:30 on Palantir. We wrote down short 200 today, but unfortunately, I didn't have the you-know-whats to take it when this was happening. I think that was well documented. We talked about that live on the show, that, you know, we could have had that trade and we did not, and it was just right into here. And again, just have the ability to sort of look at the charts and maybe differ a little bit from what you were doing. There it is right there. Palantir, $200 short, huge name, but fading off of a key level. Get out if it breaks. So we did have a good idea there. It's just when it was ripping up, I was like, okay, the market's reversing. We were long Google, and I was like, let's go. But unfortunately, it does not break that level. And yeah, now I'm just kind of chilling with Palantir. We did wind up taking the long down there at 196, just using this right there as our out. So you could see, like, we had about a 20 or 30 cent stop. We wound up taking about another $3 or so on it. So another 8 to 9 to 10 to 1 winner there for Palantir. Yeah, just very, very simple. You know, my trading is simple. It's focusing on a few names, trying to find the best setups. And when we lose, we lose. But today we won, and we had to be patient with it. We said that again. That's exactly on the note again. Be patient. We felt like Palantir was going to be a long if the market wanted to go there. It is trying to be patient here and specific with our plays. So we were very specific with the Palantir shorts, just didn't take it, and then we hit the long when it came back in. So I really do like that trade, and I think that there's more to go, hence why we're holding on to it. But if you do have any interest in Orogenics, there it is. That's Neil lining up right there. Boom. Do not get concussed, though. But over 8 Right now, each year, over 3.8 million concussions are reported in the US, yet there is no reported FDA-approved treatment. NYSE listed Oragenics, symbol OGEN, is changing that with its first in-class intranasal drug. I've only read this about 1,400 times. Designed for rapid brain access, with the concussion treatment market now projected to reach over $9 billion by 2027. Oragenics is uniquely positioned to lead the way. If you are interested at all in this technology, please do yourself a favor and scan that QR code to find out more information. Thank you to Oragenics for their continued sponsorship of our program. All right, CVU. So,
CV who?
CVU or CV me?
Well, I mean,
CV Sharif.
Clearly a stock we know a lot about.
Yes, we clearly, both of us, have no idea even the name of this symbol.
Yeah, well, I mean, first of all, I mean, obviously I know it's CPI.
Yes, you clearly know that.
Arrow.
Yeah.
No, well, one of the coolest things about P per weight is like, when they put in the drop down, now at least we'll always know because there's no other CVU. So CPI, Arrow Structures, which is, hey, it's
you had to look that up, come on.
.am.
Oh, .am, okay.
Is it?
What's up, Sharif? Give us the news.
And there's Blue Ocean as well, apparently. You can trade this
Give
in
it
aftermarket.
to us.
I didn't know about this one either. And you know, I keep my eye on small cap gappers. I was surprised to see this up on the board, but here's what happened. It was a Christmas tree retracement, as Randy likes to call it. We were up aggressively, 9 a.m. We got the breakout from the closing print yesterday at 2:30, popped up into 465. We gave the entire thing back. We're barely holding on to 275 right now. But yeah, CPI Aerostructures. Shares were trading higher after the company received an order from Raytheon to manufacture structural missile wing assemblies, guys. And that's the move.
We remember that now.
Actually, what's hilarious is because we both like Raytheon, so that's the only thing I remember about that.
Actually, I'm going to get some defense.
They got a deal with Raytheon? Why not? Okay, so that's pretty solid, but it doesn't really matter when it gives it all back. Complete loss of the volume-weighted average price. Here, I'll give you, here's the good news. The good news is somebody seems to like it at $2.40, and it hasn't lost that. So there's always a chance. See, there's a chance here. You can get a dip. It could hold around this 250 area, and you get some kind of a second salvo. But like, what more can you ask for? To me, and we've said this before, if you are trading this type of a name off of this type of a ramp job, knowing that you got resistance here and obviously a ton at the $5 level, you're in. Usually pre-market's going to be your best friend on these. When it gives you that move, that's a ring the, like multiple times. Big trend break, ring the register. Big trend break, ring the register. Big trend break. Like, now what is it supposed to do? Volume is dwindling. The difference between this and say like INTS, look at the volume on INTS. Steady Eddie on the volume. All day long, you've got consistent volume. With CVU and these small cappers, when I see that, I want no part of it. Even that probably could have been a fade, so I'll stay away from CVU. Do like some Raytheon, though. I'm sure they literally didn't move on this news, but yeah, this one's probably done. Maybe you get a dead cat bounce tomorrow. That 250 level doesn't look too bad, I guess.
So, you know what I was actually thinking? I just said I need some more defense stocks. You mentioned that Palantir was like reclassified as defense. Was it?
No, I don't. It wasn't. It's that it.
I believe it. I just don't know.
It belongs somewhat adjacent in the group. It's, you know, it's kind of like Amazon belongs everywhere. Like, you have to consider Amazon with regard to retail and of course cloud computing. Well, Palantir is an AI stock and a defense stock. To me, it straddles both of those. So if you have some, you kind of have exposure to it. But I do like Raytheon more than like an LMT.
Yeah,
or
LMT.
Something.
Yeah, I mean Raytheon's the missiles, right? Okay, so I was going to say just another name because we were just talking about defense here right now.
What happened to Boeing today?
What was that, Sharif? Oh, Sharif goes, another one. Okay. By the way, let me just see something here. How many? Shut up, DJ Khaled.
3 times.
Okay.
DJ Khaled needs to be a subscriber.
21. He is a subscriber. Yeah. 21.3. It's getting there.
0.1 increase.
Yeah, let's go. If you're subbed up or not subbed.
One at a time.
Right there. Get that out of here. Get that out of here. All right. If you're not subbed up, get subbed up. All right. You know, I was thinking Boeing, and the reason why yesterday Boeing obviously does not come out with a good number. We go whoops on Boeing, and then today we go whoops again on Boeing, all the way back in. But the thing about it is, and I don't know if it's a buy right now. I'm not sure. you know, if you want to step in now, this is only day 2 off of earnings. But I just wanted to note to everybody, this is coming into the 200 period moving average. If we do think that there is some downside play here in the market, Boeing will also fall. Boeing does not have a PE because they're negative. They're negative earnings. So that's rare for Boeing, although I think it's the last 4 quarters or 5 quarters, they haven't made money. They have regulatory scrutiny, government scrutiny, trade tariff, like facing them by punching them in the face, basically. A big tariff-related name here. We got that news out of China today, and it didn't include anything about Boeing or buying planes and as like a sign of goodwill or anything like that. So that was something that I was looking for with Boeing, was hoping that, you know, it's not about Canada. I don't think Canada is that big of a thing. But China, Russia, all that, you know, if we can get all that settled and make friends with the United States, an easy way, because it's such a big ticket item, is to close that tariff gap by ordering planes. I mean, you can get them from here, Embraer, like there's not too many plane manufacturers. And you want to talk about a moat, I mean, try to get certified. If you're just a new, like, let's just say Amazon, they're not going to start building planes, okay?
Yeah.
That's not something that's going to start happening. So
Insanely hard to do.
no, it's not just that. You got to get the regulatory approval, your factories, like it's insane. They couldn't even buy Spirit.
Boeing's backlog for deliveries is 12 years, and Airbus's is 10 years. You want to talk about a duopoly?
Airbus was the other name, yeah.
When they have a duopoly and that's the backlog, you have zero. I shouldn't say, okay, I'm about to show you a chart which suggests that it's not impossible, but it's very difficult. Remember, we were talking about Embraer before. This is like the third wheel that's like tiny, but this is a Brazilian stock. They've been doing incredibly well. I actually considered like maybe this one on a dip, you get a little diversification. I think we're going to a Dara at the desk. This market's about to break the low.
Keep an eye on any and all airline stocks. Here is UAL, which I think might be the most stark drop here, but AAL dropping as well from comments from U.S. Vice President JD Vance. He is saying, and I quote, if the shutdown goes to Thanksgiving, it could be a disaster for the airline industry. So JD Vance saying that this government shutdown could particularly hurt the airline industry as these comments come out. These airplane stocks fly a little bit lower. Back to you.
Airline stocks? Oh, shoot, I missed that. We were talking about...
Yeah, AAL just took a nosedive.
What was that story again, Adara?
That's a bad pun.
JD Vance says that the shutdown will really hurt airline industry, particularly if it goes until Thanksgiving, which is a very specific comment, but it's what he said.
Okay, well, we saw Kalshi already today said 2 more weeks was the estimate
48.4 then?
there on that, 47.5 or something like that.
Okay.
So right now we're on day 30, so yeah, maybe 44 maybe it was. Here, I actually have it up right here. So hopefully it does not, oh, there, at 40, it's down actually. So I don't know if there's some news that's come out today. It was actually, see, it's starting to trend lower. The highest we ever got here was 45. Now you're back down to 40 days. So hopefully that's 10 more days. So I don't know if there's a vote coming or why the betting market seems to, or the predictive market seems to think that that is a key number. But U.S. Thanksgiving is November 7th.
Maybe a buying opportunity for these airlines on that. I just looked at AAL here. It's not bad. You have the 50 and the 200 period of support right here, right now. You know, which obviously gives you an out. You can out it at 11. You can out it at 12. I kind of think the airlines are trades and never investments because it's just too hard of a business. And when they trend, they trend. And it's not in a spectacular upward trend, but an upward trend's an upward trend. So trying to find a dip, I think 11 would be so much better if you could get that. Like maybe wait to see next week if you can get something down here. I'm looking for something to put some swings into. But I meant to do this.
Why is the vice president talking about stocks?
Because that's how they roll.
Okay.
Ari Pages, of course, we can shout out your niece for her wedding this weekend. You didn't drop her name, which is fine, but Ari Pages, to your niece, congratulations, enjoy it. Family is like the best thing in life, so have a fantastic wedding and obviously a
I hope for good weather. Yeah. I don't know where. I think I think he's in Quebec somewhere near Montreal.
Okay,
so hopefully little bit better weather than we're expecting here, I'm hoping for. But yeah, congrats to everybody as well. Yeah, Andre, just throw them up when you see them. Need to see some pep in your step, boys. This is the Toronto Jays about to make history. Yeah, I mean, we've got it going on here.
I'm about to lose my mind tomorrow.
Are my city nemesis?
So you're like a...
What does that mean?
Giants
you
fan,
don't,
maybe?
Oh, yeah, I guess Dodgers,
Like
Giants.
Dodgers, Giants?
Well, yeah, the Athletics aren't there anymore.
Yeah.
Probably,
Gotta be, right?
Probably. Yeah, no. Yeah, look, we're excited around here for sure, but I think it's a nervous excitement, right? Because thing is, the Jays were plus 6,000 to start the year. It's not like, you know, we were not deserving. We're deserving now, but we did not get the credit at the beginning of the year. So we're kind of like that story that
we're that underdog.
That underdog, and it's like now all of a sudden, like even when remember we were down 2-1, and it was like it's over, blah blah blah. But now it's like, okay, now you get this far, and it's 2 more games max. We need to win one of those 2. So it's kind of like, and then we have Yamamoto on the mound for the Dodgers, which may potentially be a problem. But yeah, we're excited for it. You know, in a city of where the Maple Leafs, the Blue Jays have been super disappointing up to this year in the playoffs, as have the Maple Leafs. So we're gonna wait and just.
That's what I love about this team.
Hold on and see.
The teams that were in the playoffs for the Jays, like back, you know, the Donaldson, Jose Bautista teams, like almost a decade ago.
Get out some more
It's been a while. They were beastly with star-studded power that was expected to win, and they didn't.
Yeah.
This is a team that everyone's like, it's on the upswing. They just re-signed Vlad. They got a bunch of young players, and then all of a sudden, it's all coming together. Like, Savage wasn't supposed to be a dude for a couple of years.
No.
And now he's pitching like our ace.
Without him, I think this year is already be over.
Well, because we lost 2 pitchers to injury, and then all of a sudden we get a rookie going nuts. So that's what I love about this team. We're going to explode tomorrow downtown. It's going to be absolutely insane.
And then plus Halloween.
And Halloween.
You know, there's lots happening.
There was a Caterpillar super chat. I saw it there.
Okay.
Shoot, I don't know if you can put it back up there, or maybe I can find it. Yeah, I can do it. Cat barely hanging in up there like the Dodgers in this series. Oh,
I mean, it's true. The Dodgers are hanging on.
Yeah, but look at the chart of Cat barely hanging on up there. Give it its due. Caterpillar's been an absolute rocket ship. Now, I believe, I already trimmed some up here. Sometimes it's just like it's gone so far that you got to be happy with it. But to me, ringing the register and taking some profit, this is like, and outside of tech stocks, this and Eli Lilly are my 2 biggest non-tech holdings. So when this happens, you take some profit. If there's any kind of massive dips in the stock, I'm always going to be a buyer at the 2 if I can get it. Maybe we'll see the 50. But when you have a parabolic move like this isn't so bad. Like right now, it's kind of consolidating off the top. It's some concern if it loses 580, but you know, going sideways after an explosive move like yesterday is not a bad thing. The market's down today. This is holding up. I like to think that's good, but you know, that's just me. Adara?
Keep an eye here on GSAT. This is halted. I'm seeing some talk on social media suggesting that companies apparently drawn interest from SpaceX in their sale process. So this is very rumor-based. I don't have a source for this, but okay, now I see the source. Bloomberg reporting this. So Globalstar reportedly drawing interest from SpaceX in their sales process. GSAT is halted. Right when the halt began, I saw about 600,000 shares traded on the day, so relatively low volume for GSAT. Globalstar also has a float of short float of about 12%. You've got a float there, a market cap there of about $5.3 billion. So that's the detail there for GSAT. Back to you.
Shout out to Dijon there in the chat. No, Vancouver is going. I think the next MLB expansion is in Canada, and I think it's going to be Vancouver. I think it'd be awesome if it was the Expos. I still haven't seen that Netflix thing, but Canada will get another MLB team in the next 5 years. That's my prediction. Let's see if it can happen. 5 years might be early, but I think the next MLB team will be a Canadian team. So
one of our buddies from high school, this is kind of a weird Expos story. One of our buddies from high school, his dad was the accountant for
no wonder why I went
one of the big owners, one of the owners of the Expos.
I wonder if he's in that new movie then.
Yeah, he might get mentioned. I haven't seen it. I haven't seen it myself, but they tell all kinds of stories about how dirty.
Oh yeah, there's a documentary about it on
how dirty they got.
Netflix.
The Vancouver Canadians are incredibly popular. The A-ball team.
Yeah, I know.
For the
Jays.
Toronto Blue Jays.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Where Trey Savage was 18 months ago.
In my opinion, he should never have been down there, but they had a plan for him, and it obviously worked because all the scouts out there were like, this kid could be in AA. Like to start the year, and he could see the majors by the end of the year. Like that was pretty consensus, but the Jays had a plan to start him lower and gradually build him up. So whatever, it it flat out worked. But this GSAT, this is a potential breakout. So that's a 12% short flow. It's not gigantic, but it ain't bad either. And this is going to, it's indicating an open of $49. Obviously, that'll be breaking out on the daily if it were to do that. So this is worth a watch here. I'm going to throw it up on at least one of my level 2s. So we have that open. And I've got INTS. I'm kind of watching IBIT and Chipotle. Those are the 4. This should be, actually, I should double check. Right? I'm assuming it's a volatility halt, but that's, you shouldn't just make assumptions. You should always look it up. Like, why not? Because I don't want to be staring at this and then it's not going to open up. Yeah, it says it's just a volatility halt. And if you're ever curious, you can just go to Nasdaq Trader and they have a halt page. And if it was news, then you might see a different code. But like these are both volatility codes. Of course, when I want to show you a news code, nothing is halted, news pending today. But it's just a different code on there. So it's going to be a volatility halt, which means 5 minutes or 10 minutes. In this particular case, it looks like it's 10 minutes because it's already been 7. Unfortunately. But I like that potential breakout. INTS has bounced off $1, hasn't really given you much of a consolidation until right about here. So there's your dollar bounce. Here's the higher low that it's putting in. Close to kind of giving it the long in here if it can break this prior bar high, which is like 10.17, 10.18. So this one's starting to get on the move again. Going to try to join it. And the difference between this one and CVU, right? See, I actually even remembered the name, CVU. Actual volume, continuous volume throughout the day. CVU completely dead and not doing anything.
Yeah, when you're doing these sort of, not meme names, but lower float names, you want to make sure that there is definitely action and just wait for those big volume spikes. If you're sitting there dead, then, and the stock is dead, you're not going to get the follow through that you're looking for. It's kind of like what I was thinking about, and it's actually right on topic right here. NAVN is not breaking lower. So we have $1 plus in this. So I took it the first time it came down to 80, and I'm just taking another piece right now. So that was a good fill. If it breaks, I still have 20% on from the reload spot. So we've got boom and boom. And again, just like telling you, I've only made 3 trades today. NAVN, Google, and Palantir. Many exits, right? Because I'm not just trading with one lots here. But there it is. And I just want to say that we got another piece out on Palantir, kind of the same thing. It was underneath VWAP, but look what we see right now. Let's go Palantir. Let's punch out a little bit. There it is. We'll punch. I'm at 198 there, so I might as well just take it out right here at the 200 period. So we'll punch them out there at 83 for another one. $2 and change now in the money on both Palantir combined with NAVN. Nothing else on my radar right now. What's up, Adair? Give us a trade.
Yeah, this part of the show is brought to you by our friends at Beta Pro by Global X Canada. Now for some exciting news out of Canada for the sophisticated traders on the stream. Beta Pro by Global X Canada, Canada's largest provider of leveraged inverse and inverse leverage ETFs, has just launched 6 new triple leveraged ETFs offering 3 times bull and 3 times bear exposure to the S&P TSX 60, semiconductors, and on U.S. Treasuries. But even better, they are offering a special fee rebate, dropping management fees to just 65 basis points until December 31st, 2025. Plus, the U.S.-focused strategies use currency hedging, offering the potential for pure performance and exposure. So if you are a tactical, sophisticated trader looking to amplify your performance, check out betapro.ca/3xdaily to learn more. Back to you.
So because I've seen people talking about this BQ stock, I'll throw it up here, and like this is insane. There's been almost no period that BQ has been able to go without halting on a single 3-minute candle outside of like this little top that it made. So the current tap is flat. Oh, it's an Amex stock, that's why. So when there's an Amex stock, we don't actually see the real tap. Like it always indicates flat, whether it's going to open higher or lower. And like on the Nasdaq, we might be able to tell it's going to open at like 30, or it's saying it's going to open at 37. In this particular case, we don't have that information. But this is a hard pass. I don't see what you do with this. Like it's going to gap so much that your stops are essentially useless in a stock like this, which is really not my cup of tea. GSAT just opened back up, and whoa, that's way, way higher. So GSAT is kind of hoping you'd open a little bit tighter to that 47, 48 on the daily chart. I'm just going right back over here. Like this is the prior high in the daily. Like to me, that's the level that you want to hold on the way back in. Let's see if it has any kind of a bounce. This is going to halt. The volume's much lower. The volume's much lower than I was expecting here. Like it's done maybe 500,000 shares on the reopen. That's not a lot, actually. Like 500K, and it's been open for like a minute or two, and this explosive, you'd expect to see a little bit more than that. So I'm still looking for that INTS. The other thing I'm watching is Chipotle. Chipotle is trying to consolidate under the volume weighted average price. So Chipotle actually had a really good morning, despite the fact it's down a bajillion%. Like it just was straight to the upside, made a top at 34, it got all the way to VWAP. Now it's consolidating under VWAP. So I'm thinking and leaning short. Might jump into it here on the way back up. So I might end up in a short before I get the long and INTS.
Oh no, Adara's going. Okay.
What happened?
I was going to ask Adara about this BQ, but she's going to come right back.
I didn't know the story. But look how liquid it is.
I know, that's why. It's, I don't know, someone said it's about to open. The last moment on this. Yeah, so it should actually, no, it looks like it was halted. It should have opened already, so it's going to be a 10-minute halt. It's just 5 minutes just now because the time is 52 minutes, so it should have already been open. So give this one until 3 o'clock, 2:56:40 or so. Is when this will open. But I don't know, it's not a barbecue name. It's Boki Holdings Limited.
I'm always thinking of food.
They
brisket, ribs, or what do I give you a third choice? I'm not going to give you a third choice.
Brisket. You could go brisket, ribs, or wings, maybe.
But I feel like wings are too
brisket,
everyday
ribs,
to put in the
or yeah. Well, my choice would be brisket. I like ribs, but not better than brisket for me. What about you?
No, I'm brisket all the way.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we know Randy's brisket as well.
Yeah. We're gonna go there 1 minute. Pulled pork. That's a good one.
Oh yeah, I should have said pulled pork. We do pulled pork a lot.
Oh, do you?
You
get that big shoulder?
Because Aaron, my daughter, loves pulled pork, and when you find a food,
you put a good,
like a grown person food with the kids like, you got to get all over. You got to get all on that because at least we know.
Navin.
We know she's gonna like it. All right, just got into Chipotle.
Palantir's going.
I'm still gonna eat that thing. I've had Chipotle once in my entire life.
Chipotle is so good. But I was gonna say this break of 200 is still in play for me. We've got an hour left. I still like it if it goes. My next out is right here, 198. Just to make sure we're there. Yeah, 198.74 I'm at. Yeah, that's exactly the price. So we'll see if we can get back up there. 198.74 is. I'm gonna change it and put it to 50. I'm just gonna put it right here at 50. Right there. If it comes in, it comes in, and we'll see about that fill there for PLTR. Okay, how low can it go? Is Google bouncing off our level again? No, it did not get into 280. So that would be a level for us to look at as well on Google down there near 280. Tomorrow's Halloween, so get ready. I think a few of us are planning on dressing up. You guys could dress up as well, and send in your pictures and all that. Should be a lot of fun. Tonight's big trades, obviously, Adara at Trader TV Research has it all. Go to Trader TV Research and get all. Okay, here we go.
There's a public service announcement regarding Halloween. What? It ends at 8:03 p.m.
Right. We got it.
Around here, if you're trying to trick or treat after the Jays game,
it's already super dark. Like most kids are going to be in.
Our neighborhood
by 8:30.
We tend to be getting kids 9 o'clock. It's for sure done in our neighborhood, but I feel like the Jays game's going to change some things. That's
yes.
No,
I don't think it's going to change anything. You know why?
Because in our neighborhood, there's a few baseball families. That's all.
Oh no, but I'm saying the kids are going out.
Yeah, I mean.
Right, like your daughter's going out.
Oh yeah, my wife is missing the game to take my daughter out trick or treating, and I'm going to the game. I'm already going to be feeling guilty about that because she's as hardcore a fan as me, so she's biting the bullet.
Yeah. Who? Oh, your wife.
Rebecca.
Yeah. Well, whatever. They got it figured out.
One of
hopefully. Well, I don't hope it goes Saturday, but maybe if it does, then at least she gets to go to that, obviously. So
that's why she's like, well, we could always go to 7. I'm like, it would be great if all of us get to see it, but I want us to win tomorrow.
She must want to take Aaron out. Because you could give Aaron to someone in your.
No, it's Halloween's a really we do family themed costumes and all go together and do it up and it's been a big deal for us ever since she's old enough to go out. So. We asked her do you want to go to the game because that was an option or do you want to go trick or treating? And she said I love Halloween, I want to go trick or treating, and I'd like one of you to be there. And so immediately Rebecca's like, no, you go.
Yeah.
I'll handle it.
Good.
Well, I didn't even have to like fight that thought.
All right, before Randy came through, we were just going to discuss some of these because Adara has way better graphics. I should actually go over to Trader TV Research. Hold on a second. Let me just go over here. Adara. Oh, it's not posted yet. Okay. All right, so let's just look here. I clicked on her. I always tag Trader TV Live Research as well. But yeah, it's Amazon, Apple, MSTR, Coinbase tonight, Riot, blockchain. So two big, blockchain names right there. Obviously, Coinbase and MSTR, more Bitcoin related, but still, if you're looking at that. Roku, First Solar, we saw a horrible number come from Enphase. Riot expecting negative EPS. Roku as well, 7 cents. So that should be exciting to see if that hits. Baby. Twilio, I love Twilio. Twilio is another IPO that I was involved with. I think that might have been a direct listing as well. Gilead, WDC's Western Digital, Lumen, and Net is AnyNet or Cloudflare. So Cloudflare, wow. So yeah, we've got like cloud names, we've got retail names, we've got Bitcoin names, we've got like runners with Reddit and Roku that can.
Well, don't forget Lumen. Lumen's a runner with the Palantir
deal with Palantir. That's been a good one there as well. So yeah, tech, crypto, semis, all on deck, man. Volatility guaranteed. Join Adara and myself live right at 4 o'clock as they'll all come out, man, right at the same time. They won't all come out at the same time. If Meta last time you guys were doing it, that was a late take.
They were better this time.
Last time, they were better the second. Okay, maybe it was 2 quarters ago.
I think it was 2 quarters ago. It was terrible, but no, we stayed on for you guys anyways.
Cloudflare, wow, Cloudflare actually. There's so many undercover plays. Like we always talk about Broadcom and whatever. There's so many other names, obviously, in the chip space. But, just a straight, I guess, cloud name, Cloudflare. Look at this. Wow. Probably, most likely, all-time highs. I mean, this name is almost 1.5 times.
I would imagine.
From where we were on the April lows. But again, like I thought that, Google was looking like this, so was Meta, bouncing off and then hitting some highs up, and then whoosh all the way to the downside. So we'll pay attention here to see if Cloudflare gives everybody the goods on this report. But
the opposite chart of Oracle.
Right, it's kind of like Oppo there. I want to buy some Oracle actually at these levels, but again, then I'm just adding to the pool of tech.
I threw a stink bid
that we already have.
The stink bid on Oracle is very stinky because it's not close.
Okay.
It's a little too far away to even there's stink bids and then there's you're waiting for 220 and that's not going to happen. But you know what? I found that if the order's not out there, they can put the order out there and it's good I'll leave it for a month usually. And if you get picked up, you get picked up. And that just kind of is what it is. That GSAT, by the way, before I get back to some of the other things here, GSAT is gone. Absolutely gone. Just continuing to fly higher. I don't know if there was ever a good risk to reward trade because the best dip you could have had was 50. I kind of felt the out was 48. When you factor in slippage, that's 47.5-ish. That's $2.50 worth of risk. So, it would have worked out, but that's not my cup of tea. That's chasing it a little bit far. But if you're into GSAT or maybe you own it, who knows? Congratulations. The shorts are probably a little bit scared. And if the shorts are scared, that is a good thing. The only thing I got into was that trend break on INTS. That just pulled back into the prior high, so it took some profit, kind of sitting at that just above the 130. The halt down is a bit of a target at 150. So it actually halted down at 150 and then opened rejecting that level. So to me, I want to get out in front of the 150 as a strategy. And yes, we can talk about Moderna. To all of those that have mentioned, Moderna is still going. There was a rumor that they were in talks for a major deal. And I think that's not an exact quote, but I'm pretty sure that's vaguely correct on the language. It's here. Oh, you have it. There you go.
Yeah, so basically it was super vague. Honestly, Neil, what you said was basically what it was. The biggest thing that I saw in the story was significant deal. Apparently the deal's going to be significant, but I also got the vibe potentially they were in talk with more than one person. So that's worth noting as well. I don't think it was a one company secretly talking in cahoots type thing. That's not the vibe I got, but again, just rumors as of right now.
And sometimes you get that, where you know, they're not able to properly monetize the technology they came up with during COVID to be able to apply it other places, and maybe you need a bigger bankroll to pull it off, and someone says, hey, we can come in here, and with what you've got, we can turn you into something better. It's a 20% short float, and I can tell you that there's nothing worse for anybody that's short than hearing deal speculation. I can tell you guys that from personal experience. I probably told the story when Sean and I owned our own floor. We actually had a trader who, by a mistake, which does happen if you're a day trading company, caught themselves in an overnight short on a Friday in a stock which was a biopharma stock, which did have deal speculation. And that is, it's a scary thing if you are short something which has deal speculation. It was not a good 2 days. Thankfully, no deal got announced over the weekend because it was weird. We actually thought if the worst had happened, we might have had to close up shop. It was that big of a position. So I think there's some shorts that are scared here. I don't know if I love some kind of a trade because my gut is telling me, like everything in me is saying, look where this thing is, right at the 200 period, right in front of resistance, and clear and clean trend line. If I were to draw one, it'll probably just make me want to do this even more. Clear and clean trend, and it's in front of resistance. I should be reverting this. But I'm going to maybe go away from that base instinct and stay away from Moderna because it's a bit of a rocket ship right now. I think I just heard we're going to go back to Adara. But just before we do, someone jumped in here. See this resistance at 130? Someone just jumped in and is selling it again. And I can literally see them. So I just jumped. I just offered. They were at 29, then 28. So I just offered the 28 when it was there because obviously someone doesn't want it to get back above that 130 hump. If it holds the 130, maybe there's an ad on the way to 150 as well. So yeah, we'll see. I just feel like that mRNA. I mean, the more I look at it, it's effectively an all-day trend. But then it's also it's boring right now. Like it's not parabolic to the upside. And if you're going to revert something, you either want there to be a really good level, which it kind of is, but sometimes you want it to give a blow-off top. If there's no blow-off top here, if that happens, maybe it's worth a shot. And I bet you we can't even... we have free locates on.
What I wanted to actually go to Adara for was the story on BQ.
It's getting barba.
Yeah, barbecue. There, is that phonetic enough? Oh, BQ. Okay, so no story from Adara on BQ, but again, it just every time it opens, it halts. So I just want to say to everybody, I feel like this is either a SPAC that de-SPAC today, or no, maybe not, because it was down here at $2 to $3. Either way, this is a Chinese name, so
there you go.
Not that there's anything wrong with that, but well, maybe it's not, but it's BQ Holdings or something. Every time there's a holding at the end of it, I feel like
that's exactly what to tell.
All right, Adara has found something.
News on it yesterday, and it's bizarre news. This came out yesterday morning, though, right at 8:30 a.m., so not brand new. Apparently, one of their private labels has, quote, joined hands, I guess partnered with high-end hotels to redefine traveling with pets. So traveling with pets related catalyst for BQ Holdings by way of one of their private labels. Here's what I want to talk about here, though. Sean mentioned that we have this fun implied earnings moves infographic here on X at GTV Research. I've been posting these basically every night throughout earnings season, and I post them whenever there's even like a couple names reporting. So here we go. This is a look. Reddit by far the largest expected move here. Lumen I did not include in this infographic. It's actually slightly larger than Reddit, about 18%. But the point is, lots of excitement here, guys. Join Sean and myself at 4 p.m. Eastern. We'll be covering all these earnings for you from Amazon to Apple. Back to you.
Yeah, Lumen's run has been insane since they got the Palantir deal. So it's like, it's almost like it could be hard for them to go up. When you get blasted, like for a company like Lumen, the deal with Palantir is just it's bigger than probably anything that could go well in the report, is my guess.
Okay.
So it's going to be hard to top. Like, here's the thing.
We have four super chats.
This is the chart on Lumen the last few days. It's hard to imagine what they're going to be able to report that's going to be better than the $7 to $11 in a week that the stock just pulled up. So I think profit-taking going earnings made some sense for this one. I thought it had a chance to try to break out, but it didn't. We have some super chats to get to. I don't know if you want to throw them up on the screen. It's red. So JD is suggesting there will be a shutdown in 4 more weeks. Well, that's what, look, he implied that with his statement because he referenced U.S. Thanksgiving. But as you pointed out,
when is U.S. Thanksgiving?
The
Well, you guys tell us in the chat.
Yeah, you guys say in the chat. I'd have to
Because
look.
that was the story with JD Vance, and it was also just that.
Yeah, it's the 27th.
Oh, late. Oh, I said
It's
17th.
late.
Okay, so I had
That's
one
a
digit
month
off
away,
there.
yeah.
One digit off. No, but if you go here, American, right, downside, right, Delta, probably downside as well. Just talking about, like, if there is some kind of a delay into Thanksgiving, U.S. Thanksgiving is obviously a huge travel spot, you know, for the airlines, and just a huge margin. I mean, you know, what people wind up paying when they need to fly, like during Christmas and during Thanksgiving and all that. I don't need to tell all of you guys about that. But yeah, I would think that if it does go into Thanksgiving and the lines at TFSA or TFSA, traffic, I don't know. If those lineups continue at some of the airports, some of the stories that we've been hearing related to the government shutdown, you know, border security, all that kind of stuff, like, yeah, I could see a big problem happening for, you know, the Jets ETF, which is all of the airlines. And you could see if you wanted to get not specific about it, you could grab this right there. But, you know, never fear, Kalshi is here. It's 41 days, and that's from October 1st. So the betting market right now, you could actually hedge maybe out. I don't know. You could go long, I guess, or short the airlines and go long this bet. You know, if you say no, it's going to last longer than that, and you bet $10 and you 61 cents, you're going to pay out $17, right? So it's not as great as 1-to-1, but you're going to get a nice little return there if you bet on Kalshi or Polymarket or anything like that. So that's the first super chat. Give us the next one here, Andre. Love the show.
Awesome.
Thank you. All right, from Patrick. Oh, we've had Patrick on here a couple of times. The whole crew is great. Where's your boy Obi? Well, never fear. Oh, I haven't seen Obi in a couple of days, so never fear. Obi is somewhere, but not here. Apparently, he's filling in for Sharif tomorrow.
He trades remote a lot. Like, he'll be, when he's filling in for somebody, he's in the office. And some days when he's not filling in, he's trading, and you'll see him floating around. But yeah, he's filling in for Sharif. Or
yeah, tomorrow afternoon. Yeah, Sharif was mentioning he has the day off, so he's coming. Or at least the afternoon off. I think Sharif mentioned he's coming in the morning, okay. So he will be here for the 8:30 start, and then Obi will be kicking it off.
Yeah, so, he's always floating.
And I'm sure that he'll be in some sort of a costume for Halloween. All right, roll it next. Thank you, Patrick. All right, shout out to Adamson's Barbecue. Yeah, one of the best barbecues in town. I have no idea where it is, but shout out to Adamson's Barbecue, where you can get fine pulled pork. All right, Tracer Austin says, TQQ calls or puts? Puts.
I'm short till it ain't.
Now, the only problem with making a comment like that and so, like, definitive is the largest holding in any major ETF is most likely Apple. There's also a stock called NVDA as well. But Apple is held in like 350 something ETFs, if not more than that. Almost every ETF you could think of, besides the Jets ETF, holds Apple. And, you know, if Apple's going to report, which I think they're going to report a better number, but just the report doesn't necessarily mean the stock is going to do what the report gives. So I would just say puts, because I came in very red today, dead red, right? We have puts. My number one trade idea on here is TQQ put. So that's why I'm shouting that out. I also am nervous a little bit about Amazon. I don't think they're going to give a good guide as far as retail side of things are concerned. Obviously, we wait for AWS, but look at Amazon today, not having a good one. And then, you know, even a stock like Google that came out and was basically the benchmark, right? They came out, they nailed everything, they beat on every metric, great guide. Everything for Google was a wash. For bulls for the upside, and they've been bleeding all day.
And same thing with Microsoft.
Yeah,
you can throw Microsoft into that bucket too. I know they're only down 3%, but they came in and they punished 3 good reports. You can make an argument about Meta, which is fair, but they punished 2 out of 3, and it was a wath of selling. And that's going to be really difficult for Amazon. Apple, I think, has a chance, but can it really hold things together by itself? And a lot of things.
I don't.
Then throw in there, like, Tesla didn't even, like, there wasn't. You know, like, throw Tesla out there, like 4% to the downside, rejecting. It's still not a bad day-looking chart. NVIDIA blow off top after getting and losing $5 trillion. Like, remember, when most of these names break these, you know, $4 trillion, $3 trillion, $4 trillion, $5 trillion, it's the day after it achieves that milestone. Oftentimes, you see a bit of a retracement, and so you line all it up together, and at least as a default, the idea can be short. Oh, and the other thing too is
look at NAV.
Look at crypto.
Yeah,
like like Bitcoin lost the 110 level. What are we at right now? 10. We just broke 107. So we're at 106.9. Right? Like, where's the strength? I'm not seeing it. To be honest, like at some point this afternoon, we'll pull up the sectors to see maybe there is some strength somewhere.
Okay, well, there's Navin flushing down, man. Your boy's got this one, and we've talked about it. We probably don't get enough love for this one because this was a little bit of a risk, obviously, with the IPO, but we did see a good level there. It came out at 22 bucks. Nice downside play there. Not only that, but we reloaded it. So we actually got stopped out of our 10 or 20%. I'd have to look back to see what it was. It was not a significant amount because we were starting to get out on the way back up as well. So, and then it just gave us 22 again. So we got hit out at 22. I actually have 2 orders here. Look, so we even hit it with more shares the second time around. So nice downside play here for that name. I like it. I like the stock short. They're Navin on a failed IPO. So there it is, man. Hopefully, I keep saying this every day, but just hopefully showing the worth, man, and getting you guys to subscribe. Like, there's 3 trades I have on today. Patience with Google, and if you guys were here with me, you saw me fight this pretty much, and then we had our plan of action that we were gonna drop this if it broke 280. 280 does not break, and boom, shakalaka, upside take right there for, he's heating up for Google. So that was a good one. And then Palantir was, we should have had the 200, but I'm happy to have this. Palantir nicely cooking for me as well. And then P&L now, number 2, is gonna be Navin. And this didn't even start until 12:40. So we come back from our little gym sesh, and then we find out that Navin's just about to open. We watch it, it opens up there. Neil was mentioning, we were talking about, he mentioned that it opened up there. I went over, had to pay for shorts, did that, and then boom shakalaka, right there to the downside. And of course, that's for all of you NBA Jam fans out there. Thank you so much to Rob, obviously in the chat there. I have to use our thing to do this. Yeah, there it is, NBA Jam, yeah. He's talking about, anyways, I can't find it in our thing there. But just, yeah, oh, there it is here, Rob. I'll send this one, send selected. Yeah, it's just, well, not just only me, but only me here. I mean, I just had that idea. Again, everybody has their own sort of ideas about trading, and I just hit it short, right? I mean, it came twice. The first time was one thing there, but the second time was really the better of all of the trade for me there. So that was a good one. And then also, thank you for that. I'll get that out of here. Clear trigger. All right, see ya. And then just quickly about Palantir. I just got a little impatient. Look, the market, we've called the short on the market. The short on the market is printing, so we're really happy with that. But at the end of the day, Palantir is at the at the 200 period moving average, and we put it at 198.50. It went and got as high as 198.30s. So, you know, on that kind of a decision, I'm gonna get that piece out right here. Now we have 5% left on our good friend Palantir, and waiting now to see if we can get back up to the upside. But again, thank you to everybody for your kind words about today's trading. And yeah, it's Palantir. I don't know how Joe or Sharif did or what they were trading, but it's been a good day overall. So yeah, again, just congratulations to everybody that has some of these trades on board. It's been a good one. It's going to get even better here tonight as we get ready for earnings. So join Adair and myself.
Maybe better for the shorts though.
I don't know.
I don't know. Someone just asked in the chat, is Lumen a buy here? I could not buy that stock ahead of earnings when it just went. In 4 days on that Palantir deal, Lumen went from 7 to 11. And it was already a double up in the last couple of months. That's a lot to ask for. But when you're asking questions like that Lumen question, make sure you type $ in the chat, everybody. I've already restarted it, so now that I'm saying it, anybody typing in a symbol, and I'll do the work for you with LUMN. It should pop in there. Here we go. So now Lumen's #1, and if I keep typing, it's going to stay #1. But everyone has an opportunity to type any symbol in there. UNH, GSAT, obviously CJET. There's Apple with the reporting tonight. That makes a heck of a lot of sense. So now it's starting to populate. So let us know what you're interested in. We're into power hour. Only about 45 minutes to go. The market's trying to break lower. Nothing's standing out. Apple and UNH.
Okay.
Does that even move today? Oh, I know what I promised I was.
They reported.
They did report. I promised I was going to look at the sector watch. And one of the things that stood out, where is it? On a day where the market, Uber is actually up 1%, and the daily chart looks a little bit interesting. But if you look at it, Lilly looking pretty good. Where the heck is, where is UNH? I always find there's another sector board, which I'm used to, and then I have this one up, because like you had it the other day. But yeah, I don't even see UNH up here. It's Eli Lilly after the report that looks the best. But I like UNH. So because that was on the list and it's doing pretty well, we can talk about it in a quick little second. But look what's holding us up. This is very deceiving. Google's up 3% and standing out in tech, but that is way down from the highs. It was double digits before. So it's very deceiving when you see that green, and Apple's barely green, and that's because we haven't got the data on them just yet. So we'll see what happens there. But it's Oracle 5.5% to the downside on what? Not much of anything, really. So you've got the financials doing great today. So your banks are doing okay. Berkshire doing pretty well. Health technology dragged up by Eli Lilly for sure. J&J, I guess, going to be up. Energy, not even having a good day. The other day when tech was weak, energy was pretty strong. That's not happening here today. Obviously, Tesla completely dominating consumer durables. Oh, there's UNH down to 2.5%. Health services kind of missed them out there. So it's not a very good day overall. It kind of feels like we could be doing worse than we are. That 1% down, but like I said, a couple of things holding you up. UNH went to a technical top. Like if you like moving averages, then I don't know what to tell you. This one went perfectly to the 200-period moving average. What more could you ask for? It held the 50, ran to the 200, and is back at the 50. So if it doesn't hold the 50, like to me, if I'm swinging in here, you got to get out. If you didn't get out in front of the 200, and to me, I held some of it for the 200-period breakout, but that trail is now underneath the 50-period. So if it loses the 50-period next week, then I'm out, and I should get 10% on the last of the position. But still has a chance to hold it and break it out even further. But yeah, following rules myself, got to trim some in front of the 200-period, and if it breaks the 50, I get out of the swing trade in UNH. You know, if you like it for the long term, that's a different story. To me, I didn't really want to hold it for the long term on UNH. Used to be a much better stock. Could still have some value, and maybe there's another entry down around $300, but not a very good day for UNH. 2.5% down with the market bleeding. Not a lot of strength here today, unfortunately.
All right. Okay. Yeah. You know, we have Joe crying in the background over there. Not here to defend himself right now, but look, man, I've been.
It is so dirty.
And this is the problem with options too, right? I mean, I was talking about this with Joe. Like he's got a bunch of calls on Bitcoin and that are probably going to expire worthless, right? And I mean, he's talked about it on the show, so it is what it is. But you know, this is what can happen. And things are going great when it's going upside. And I just ran into Wayne in the back. He's extremely nervous about this. And I mean, yeah, it hasn't been good. And I don't know. I kind of made a joke about like, why would anybody hold all of their stuff in Bitcoin? And then Joe and Sharif got offended by that. But I mean, if you're in it, great. You're going to have to wait.
100%.
I don't know. That's what I said. And they were like, whoa, whoa, whoa. So yeah, I mean, even 50%. Bitcoin is still a very risky asset. And, you know, there's a lot of traders or a lot of investors don't believe in it and won't want to hold it. It's kind of similar to what gold was doing.
Because if you're like 20 years old, I wouldn't.
I don't know. I think Bitcoin can dramatically go lower from here, like a lot lower. I can get
if you're young enough, where like, let's say you were just starting out,
but I
like
hate
whatever.
that. Honestly, Neil, I understand what you're saying.
No, but like I'm just trying to come up with some kind of a way that I would not hate that. Because for me, like I consider myself
I hate that even more
to be more conservative. So like I would.
Oh, me too.
Yeah, like I started with the indexes and then spread out to some individual stocks. So like I could see starting out with 10, because I'm a 5% Bitcoin or crypto guy, like in that range, it oscillates. But I could see if you're young going 10, 20%, and then maybe the rest of your portfolio is pretty reasonable. I could do that. I could mess with that.
Everyone should put a shot play in it, but I'm just saying a lot of
50% is a lot.
A lot of I think there's a lot of people that think that Bitcoin is like not really a shot play. Like there's people that are treating this like an index. And the thing is like, it's not the S&P 500, it's not Nasdaq. There is a great opportunity for this thing to get cranked, you know? So just, I hold Bitcoin. I mean, there's no doubt about it. I like to think that I'm a Bitcoin bull. It's just, You know, when everybody's thing is like, well, don't worry, eventually it will go higher. That's a recipe for disaster, right? Look under the hood and actually ask yourself why you're holding this thing. It doesn't really have any value. It's like the whole tulip thing, right? It's only worth what someone's willing to pay you.
It's the greater fool theory.
Exactly, greater fool theory.
But
and you're not looking at a fool over
There's
here.
a problem with there's one issue with the greater fool theory when it gets used in the context of stocks, is that in a technical sense, every stock that doesn't pay you a dividend is also the same thing. Right? Like ultimately, yes, you have a claim to future earnings, but if you're not getting paid out a dividend in any equity that you hold, then really you're just looking to sell it for a higher price. And so in that regard,
the thing is, you could buy on PE and earnings.
Oh,
like
but
Bitcoin, you're not.
That's sort of the truth. It's like it falls in between. Yes, you need someone to pay a higher price, but there's actually a more fundamental reason for them to pay a higher price. But there's still nothing that it's actually yielding for you. It's still just not. It's not a piece of paper anymore. It's
Yeah. I mean, it's just a matter of scarcity with Bitcoin, and I mean,
that's why I like it better.
Yeah, if everyone's holding it, that's great. But I mean, everyone has to be buying it for it to go back up. So right now, people are really dumping it, and it's down 10% in 4 days. And there's stocks that are like that too. I mean, you just have an individual stock today. This is what I mean to Neil's point as well. This is where it's like, you know, when you hold a stock like Meta, this is even more dramatic than Bitcoin. So I could sit here and be like, wow, why would you hold Meta versus Bitcoin? So it's a very similar thing. It's just be careful, because just like how Meta goes from 740 down to 480, this was this year. We already lost 40% on Meta. You know, it can crack 40% now. This thing could get back to 540. You know, the whole market can easily
Oracle
do it.
just lost 25%.
Yeah, there's so many people. Yeah, wow. Oracle.
Well, here's I know we're going
look
to
at SMR.
But here's the difference between Bitcoin and the stock.
Oracle's at 260 now.
When Oracle does a move like it did on that guide, I feel like reasonable people can you can come up with a reasoned idea that, hey man, it doesn't make sense. Fundamentally, that's all it's all OpenAI. It seems like it's a bit much, and then I'm going to take profit for those reasons. I feel like the only thing to look at on Bitcoin is just the technicals. Like you're just married to that. Whereas selling Oracle, you come up with very good fundamental reasons to ring the register on Oracle after they had that guide. I'm not just saying that because it came down, because lots of people were saying that after the move. But you don't necessarily have that with Bitcoin. You're just looking at technicals, which is absolutely fine. You can sit up there and I can look at my one chart and tell you, okay, great. I'm probably not in any kind of a panic mode, but if you do a 2-level break, then all of a sudden I think things get a little bit different with it. That said, technicals can be just fine. And I think right now it's still looking pretty solid. Like if we lose the 100 level, I suspect a lot of people are thinking we're only going to 92, and it's not impossible to get a 3-level breakdown, which it has not done, at least hasn't done yet. But I'm just going to jump back over to, I'm only in Chipotle. Anyways, like you have, actually I'll stay on the 15-minute chart. We have like the top and then the consolidation, looking for a breakdown there on Chipotle. And I can tell you that INTS, I think they psyched me out a little bit on this one. Like I saw that seller that came into 130, kind of moved my stop up there a little bit because the seller, respecting him at 130, they rinsed the bottom and are now trying to head right back into that same 130 level. So nothing too crazy on INTS. And I talked about volume. Well, the volume's starting to taper off and it's 324. So I feel like maybe I had to listen to myself and say, well, I didn't want to trade that other one when the volume was tapering off. Maybe I don't go back into INTS because it's really starting to drop off in volume. Adara?
I want to mention here, NVIDIA, a little bit of NVIDIA news. Apparently they're going to be investing up to $1 billion in an AI startup called Poolside. One thing to mention, but the real thing I want to talk about here was implied earnings boost for tomorrow morning, Friday morning, not always known for being super exciting when it comes to earnings, but tomorrow we have quite a few names, mostly in the energy space, Chevron and ExxonMobil, along with Colgate-Palmolive, Charter Communications with a massive expected move here, 14.5%, and then AbbVie. So you can take a look at these expected moves here on X and TTV Research, because tomorrow morning should be a pretty fun way to end the week of earnings. Back to you.
All right.
AbbVie's pulled back 10% in the last.
These stocks are all nightmares.
The heck?
Yeah, I like AbbVie. Is it 10%? I mean, look at that chart. That's a beautiful.
Well, we actually have a tool that I'm supposed to be able to use.
Love some AbbVie right here. All right. you know, we said that we can't just be here for my looks because then we wouldn't be here. But we're here for our trading abilities. And look at this. Boom. $2. We're almost out of everything right now on NAVN, back down here into $20. So we are just, honestly, man, we're coming in hot right now. And it's just been a nice play on NAVN. We're starting to cover some more right here at $20. And there it goes into the basement of NAVN right now. And yeah, $2, like, again, Neil and I sat here and was like, we didn't really think that we loved this IPO today. And this is what happens when you don't love an IPO, you go short. And bang, all the way down there to the bottom. So NAVN, with only a half hour left. Look, if it breaks 20, man, I have like 5% left of this stock, maybe a little bit more, maybe 8% or something. So we'll see if it comes back in or breaks through 20 on NAVN. There, you know, there's a repeater here, basically like a hidden order that just keeps on buying it.
It did it at 22 as well, so yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So there it is, man. NAVN down to $20 right there. But I mean, that's just, you know, again, not trying to, you know, do this, but this is the trade that I have on and we're just discussing it. So there it goes, man. Good look on NAVN to the downside there. And we also rang the register on Palantir before this happened. You know, we did it twice, man. We were waiting for 198.50, didn't come. We waited for 198.50, didn't come, and then boom, down to the downside as the Nasdaq continues to throw up all over themselves. But there it is, Neil, man, another master class in IPO.
Yeah, I love that IPO trade for sure. And I didn't like the liquidity on that one, so I don't know if I could have ever leveraged on it. But I just wrote down AbbVie on my. This is not for a trade. I'm actually just considering like, what's some things that I might want to dip by. I've actually never owned this stock.
Yeah, it's a good one.
You know,
good dividend.
Well, here's the thing. I actually owned UNH for a very, very long time. And
yeah.
I got out of that one. Obviously, I ended up getting out of it at the right time. It's not like I knew what was, whatever. I stopped buying it like, probably at the really lucky time, and then only do I have it for a swing. So there's some things there's some money that I want to put to work in something a little bit more stable that does give you a dividend. I don't know if I'll buy the 50 period here. But what I do know is I'm going to do some work on AbbVie. I might just say, okay, this is something I'll dollar cost average into the 200 period moving average on AbbVie. And then by mid next year, let's just say I could have like a full position on it. That's kind of the way I approach things when I want to add a stock to my long-term account. But like, I didn't realize this is 10% off of the highs, which is absolutely insane.
Go down into the
Cowboy Mike said they sold UNH at $480. I mean, I don't know what to tell you. Like, that's a fantastic out. The thing with UNH is, for the longest time, like what was going on with UNH, I could pull up a higher, oh, that's perfect. Okay, good, I didn't need a weekly chart. For UNH, for the longest time, just go back to like 2022, and it's obviously been a great performing stock over a really long time. Look at how well it was holding at the 440 to 450 area. So you could just sit in this one, and I had held it for a while, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna ring the register when I noticed it do the double top. And then it came and held, it's like, oh, let's reload. And then reload, and let's get some out, and let's reload. And then it does this little parabolic, and when it broke out, I was like, yeah, you know what, I should probably, it's done too big of a move, I should probably consider a trim if it breaks that trend on the breakout, so I got some out, and then I dumped it all when it lost that technical support anyways. It also, obviously, there's other things that were going on with UNH, but it dropped that technical support. And it could be on another downtrend. I think you can pick this one up maybe back at the 300 level, but you got to be patient with it. That GSAT is still. Yeah. What's weird is UNH.
Let's go to Adara for that.
UNH is still up at the top, but if we can go back to Adara, GSAT is holding these highs oddly well for speculation here, because it's just speculation.
Reporting that again, there was a little bit of speculation here with this name, and I'll pull up the exact wording of it as well. It was deal related here, but basically what happened was Bloomberg reporting that Globalstar is exploring a sale to SpaceX. That was the story. SpaceX, Globalstar, reportedly a sale or a deal. Not much volume when this initially broke and then halted. So that's the story with GSAT again, reported by Bloomberg. Headline circulated for quite a bit before the actual proper headline was put out there. Back to you.
Lay this out on.
All right. Okay, so some GSAT news there. So thanks for that. I just wanted to... IPDN is doing something. Professional Diversity Network. Okay. Little bit of a spike here. Just wanted to bring this to everyone's attention because I just heard it. It's probably not listed in our system because IPDN. So I got to know the phonetic. What would you say for I?
India.
Oh yeah, India. P. Yes.
What's P in the?
Yeah, they have some news on
Pirate.
Tuesday mornings before the bell. Strategic collaboration with the European regulated digital finance
Is this
firm.
the right ticker?
Nothing since then,
IPDN?
guys, for IPDN.
N. Okay, that's
The IPDN over there. Okay, so all good on that one, but it is halted just up a little bit there. I want to send this selected note in here. So what's up to ebb and flow portfolio? So you're going through some rough times there over the last couple of weeks. And look, I mean, that happens literally to all traders. So you're in the club. And that's why I say that it's a very, very tough business if this is your primary source of income, right? As I don't know that many that treat trading as their primary source. But if it is for you and it's like you're putting on a lot of shares or you're taking some risk, wait. And I was going to say, like, don't let emotions, try to become too much of affecting on your trades, right? I mean, you got to go up to bat with confidence, or else you are going to swing and miss. So just make sure that look back at what was working for you, and often when it stops working, it's honestly, a lot of it is human error. Like you're taking trades that don't fit your profile, or that you haven't maybe had some success on and you're getting frustrated, so you try to maybe do things a little differently than you have in the past. The thing about trading is there is always tomorrow, right? And so you got to make sure that whatever you miss today, you can get tomorrow. Like I could have shorted Palantir at 200. Instead, we waited to find dips, right? I didn't even remember that today was NAVN IPO, right? Yet it's like probably the second or third P&L here for the whole floor. So it's just like sometimes you got to come in and say to yourself, where are the options? What can I do to improve on my trading? And a lot of that is, and again, like I'm speaking how I practice how I preach. And that is that we already wrote down here today, the very first thing on here was be patient, right? We said try to be patient and specific. So actually speaking exactly the way I want to you guys right now, wait for your setups. You don't have to push the key just because you see something. Make sure that you're specific with what you're looking for. I know that, I've made a lot of money on IPOs, and today I traded this one almost opposite of how I normally trade IPOs. So you gotta, and the reason why is that we sat here and said, hey, the liquidity on this name isn't what we thought, the hype wasn't there, so I just waited for a shorting opportunity, and that came in, and then we took it, and without any price history, we let it go back up, and then once it broke 22, we got out because that was the IPO level, and then once it failed that break, we shorted it again to take this opportunity. So I've never traded this name before, but we have a style that we like, and so that's what I think. Stick to those kind of things, and you'll be handsomely rewarded. And it is a tough game, right? And there's reasons why 99% of traders that deposit money into their account to day trade see that vanished. So you gotta watch out for what you're doing, be very, very specific with it, and you will be aight. So yeah, that's that. 334 right now. Oh, a big name. Doesn't ServiceNow report?
Oh, sorry. I thought you were
go ahead. No.
No, you finish because this is just about.
No. I just saw some news about ServiceNow, but I thought.
Yeah, you had them on the list.
Oh, okay. Yeah, okay. So they are. So this is another good name that I like.
It was the last one on the list.
Yeah, Frank Slootman. But yeah, we're gonna have to wait to see if it gets above $1,000. The thing that I thought was gonna happen for Meta, I didn't think it was gonna happen, but what if they ever announced a split? I thought that could have been something that they could have done because it was $700.
I think they should.
Like if they went 10-1 and this thing gets back to 70, remember NVIDIA.
It's a no-brainer just for them to do.
Yeah, I'm not going to call up the chart. We all remember, but NVIDIA split, and that caused a little bit of a reaction for the name.
It doesn't always work, Chipotle, but.
No.
No, it doesn't always work, but I think in the case of a stock like Meta, it would make a heck of a lot of sense. You know how it works. It doesn't fundamentally change anything, but it's cheaper for options than everybody. I think Carvana should have done it. I think Netflix should do it. I think there's a lot that are missing out. There's not much to look at in the early look, but you're going to notice there was something with Cleveland Cliffs might have done an offering recently. XOM, they report tomorrow morning, but KMX is going from the S&P 500 to the S&P 600. So obviously, that's not, I mean, it's not up, they're going down. So that buy imbalance that you see of 2.9, it's expected to be an 8.6 million to the sell side. I'm just gonna throw that out there. If you see a gigantic number on the buy side of KMX, just note that I'm not gonna be interested in a long in CarMax, even if it's a big buy. Like, I wouldn't even try it. And that 2.9 is the same size as the actual volume on the day. So right now, the imbalance on CarMax is the same size as its total volume. Usually, I would love that, but because it's expected to be a sell, I'm not going to go against the grain. And there's lots of traders that actually look at that and say, yeah, a big imbalance is a big imbalance. I tend not to want to fight it because I've seen the worst hits on that kind of close trade are on the ones that flip when you're least expecting it, and going against the grain, I just don't like doing it. I might prefer to try to play it anticipating that it might flip. So yeah, worth watching on KMAX. That IPDN just moved again, I guess.
I'm going back and forth with Joseph in the chat, man. Dude, that's too smart for me, Joseph, about writing calls and all this stuff. Come on, man. I'm a simple man. We've talked about that.
You might cover calls.
Yeah, I don't. But I know Joseph's just saying that's a way to mitigate the damage on Bitcoin.
I've done it, yeah.
Yeah, you could protect your positions.
Well, to me, the last time I did it was, I like it on a stock where, okay, like I own this thing, and even I'm not as optimistic as I feel I should be, but yet it's running to the upside.
Right.
So it's like, oh, let's write some cover. I did it on Intel, and it was like, oh, I wasn't happy with its performance. I'm like, if it spikes up, am I going to be mad that I sell a quarter of it?
Of course.
Answer, no.
Right.
So therefore, might as well sit there and collect a little something. But I've never done it for Bitcoin or anything like that. But I think that's great advice. Why not?
Yeah.
There's always ways that you can mitigate your risk.
We've got
right?
Joe over there. Thanks, Joe, for watching. What are you at home, my guy, over there?
Joe?
What's going on over there? Was it raining?
It's raining right here.
Yeah, I was actually pretty successful with my walks today. To the gym, it wasn't raining. To the coffee, it wasn't raining. So, thanks, Starbucks person, for putting a nice smiley face on the cup. But they're putting names on there. Whatever happened to putting names on there? Yeah, I'm too cheap to get the protein. Okay, so Ford with some sort of investment in India I just saw, but there's nothing going on with Ford, so we'll pass on that one. There was something I wanted to talk about. Andre. Let's just go with this. Which stock has a better reaction? I'm trying to figure out the wording for Apple and Amazon. I just want to say, because it's not about which stock beats or not, because they could both beat, but
bigger move. No, but Apple's expected to move so.
How about this? Just which name is higher tomorrow? Right, because that way, they could both be higher, but whatever one is higher.
Do you think anyone's taking Amazon?
I don't know. I think a lot of people are taking Amazon. I know Joe likes Amazon better than Apple.
Oh no, I like Amazon too, but I'm still gonna.
You're gonna pick out. So you think Apple is gonna be higher than Amazon tomorrow?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know. Just interesting poll. So thank you to Imposter there in the poll. We're going to put it up for you right now. But Adara with news. Adara, Amazon or Apple, first of all, tomorrow?
I'm going to say Amazon, but I have not thought too much about it, so take that how you will. I want to mention the Ford story, though. As Sean mentioned, Ford reportedly investing $370 million in India. Now, this is significant, because President Donald Trump of the U.S. has made it very clear that he does not want people investing in India. In fact, when Apple switched from China to NVIDIA for a lot of their production because of tariff concerns with China, Trump made it very clear when Tim Cook, CEO of Apple, was in the Oval Office that he didn't want anybody doing that. He didn't even name India by name. He said, we know what country I'm talking about. So the fact that Ford's going to be investing in India is significant for that reason alone, guys. Back to you.
That could be interesting. Just to get it out there, I literally bought the dip 2 days on Amazon after earnings. So I'm on that train. So maybe it's a little bit of that has me thinking, well, it'll give you another gift to be able to buy the dip versus Apple. So and the way that everyone else got punished, it's also a bit of a cheat because the implied volatility is higher on Amazon than it is in Apple. So it's like, if it's a coin flip up or down and Amazon's expected to move more, it's almost like I don't know, like the math in me just says, how could you not bet on the one with the lower implied move in that particular case? So the poll is up right now. Can we show, do I have to do this, or do we have a thing that shows the poll on the screen? I guess we don't. So I already said I was going to pick Apple, so you can see me do it live. We've got 56 to 44, so it's pretty close right now. And it just, I jumped for a little bit. So everyone get your opinions in. Obviously only 100 votes, so it's going to swing around here. Let's get that up. It's 340. We have 10 minutes till the imbalances come in here, and 20 minutes until we start getting the earnings coming through. But remember, it's not just Amazon and Apple. Like it was close to a dozen, I believe, quality names reporting after earnings. Coinbase is going to be a big one. If there's a bet for a name that will disappoint you in terms of how much it moves, then I'm going with Strategy, because Strategy has an unbelievable.
I don't want to
ability
upset
do
anybody in the back again. I like the sounds. The sounds is progress.
Yeah, things are happening. You like that sound?
At our house, we just have. Oh, these are drills going on over here. Okay. Oh, vacuum. Look at that. Neil, move your head, man.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah,
I'm just trying to look my.
No. Look at this screen right there.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
This is 27 feet by 12 feet.
How many actual panels are there, Mark? 404.
Oh, no, Neil.
What?
Okay, it's fine. We could have done like a.
Oh, my bad.
Like a guessing game.
Oh, that's my bad. Yeah, I was already saying.
My guess is 448.
You win.
Yes. Bang. 448.
There you go. Oh, there's a cork in there, by the way.
Yeah, this is from when we
popped from the bottle of Moet.
Where's that?
Moet.
Get it. Yeah, there it is. Moet.
Yeah. What do you mean, ew?
Ramin.
What do you mean, ew? What is ew? Like, I don't understand.
Ramin's still mad because we didn't get wings last time. We were supposed to get, every time Wild Wing reports, we should be getting wings.
Yeah, how come, Ramin, why aren't you invested in Wild Wing? All you ever do is talk about how much you love.
Okay, watch. Ramin, I want to ask you a question. Come over here, grab this mic. Here she comes.
This is Ramin and Ram, by the way.
Yeah, people know who Ramin is.
Yeah.
We always get requests for more Ramin. By the way, I like the slippers.
Oh, I gotta put the glasses on? This is a very simple question. I was just gonna ask you right now in the chat, we have which stock will be higher tomorrow, Apple or Amazon?
I feel like technically it should be Amazon, but I'm gonna say Apple because it hasn't been higher.
Yep, okay, I like that. And happy belated birthday, of course.
Okay.
Did you get the iPhone 17?
I feel like I got it, but I don't think it's here, so I think everyone's lying to me, saying that they didn't get it for me. But I didn't really get anything else, so I'm like...
Right.
You got it.
Yeah.
You're smart.
That's enough.
Are you buying this?
That is enough. Thank you, Ramin. Ramin, by the way, does all of those awesome Instagram reels or shorts, I think they're called. But now we're looking at Wingstop. Wingstop down 10%.
It's not always a reason to buy it, but it literally at support as we speak. What a coincidence.
Go to Neil's screen here. We're talking.
What a coincidence that you love Wingstop and it's right at.
Look at that, Ramin. You might put that in your portfolio. Maybe. Potentially there.
We should get wings tomorrow.
Oh, great. Now we're setting up for disappointment again.
Well, it's a big deal.
We should get wings. Let's just get
Friday.
it. Want me to cheat and look what's for lunch?
It's World Series tomorrow.
I could look what's for lunch, and then we can end it right. All right. Let's just get wings tomorrow. We got a $100 super chat earlier today. Oh, here we go. I already gave props to Justin Trudeau here.
Shout out to Justin Trudeau.
All right. I mean, how many people get to get with an astronaut? Oh yeah. Katy Perry. Yeah, because she went up into the sky there.
Astronaut.
She kissed a Canadian and she liked it. Right. Okay. So now you're just doing lyrics from songs that we're supposed to know.
Where's the silly trade in the afternoon, David? Usually we get a silly David trade. Bovin asked what time strategy reports after the bell. Good question. I know it would have been on that graphic.
I have it.
But you have the graphic up. It'll take.
I don't have the graphic. I just have the. What did you want to know? Strategy. We say 4 p.m. on.
Oh, so right away. Strategy is supposed to be 4 o'clock. So it means we'll get right to it. What Amazon is usually.
Amazon is 4. FSLR is 4. Gilead is 4. They're all 4.
For solar.
Apple is not 4.
Now they'll 420 probably. I feel like Apple usually.
Time for me to vote. I asked Adara on Monday or Tuesday, sorry, when I was doing the recap show. I said to Adara, out of all of the major tech names, mega cap names, which one do you think is the one? I believe she said Google. I think, were you Google? Yeah, so Google, so bang. So right now, Adara,
Hard to argue with that.
I always tell everybody she's the smartest person around here, and everybody should know that. So she's already predicted Google and already rang that register. I chose out of all of them again, and we're just talking about Apple, Amazon, Google, the ones this week.
So no, you can't hit
Meta and I don't know, whatever the other ones are. Microsoft.
Yeah.
I chose Apple on that day, so on Tuesday. So I'm going to go with Apple again right now, higher into tomorrow, higher than Amazon. So if they're both red, it's the least red. So we'll see what one's.
That's my whole thing, is it should have less downside risk. They have less AI risk.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, whatever. We've said this before.
Yeah, I mean, I don't mind. I don't mind the call either way, right?
That BQ is really falling apart.
That halted again?
Oh, well, I mean, it halted at least from the time you brought it up, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I don't know, 5 or 6 times, and it's about to halt. It's about to halt as we speak to the downside. Oh no, it did false halt, so it didn't actually break down any further, but it's given up the entire move. Remember, there wasn't a catalyst here or anything like that, and what is it? I called it the Chewy of kind of, but it's
it's a dog something.
Yeah, like it's in the pet business. What is it? What do they say? They're pet platform in China.
Platform.
And without a catalyst, you know these things are likely to fall off. It's really.
I actually like that business. Like people spend, like in my family anyway, spend unreasonable amounts of money on their pets.
Yeah.
So I like that business.
I wouldn't know enough. Like you could always just look at Chewy. Hey, Chewy's breaking down today.
Chewy's a good one.
But Chewy actually lost some support today and then regained it. This could, like Chewy actually, this is on the daily. Random that I came to this because we were just looking at that BQ stock, but they just wicked that support. You have like 7, 8, check that. That's probably more than that, down days in a row. And then you wick the bottom on support and close back above. That's a bit of a potential reversal play. I don't own Chewy, so I'm not going to sit here and tell you that I like it or I'm going to be involved. Oh, we got another super chat in here. I was just going to, it's 347, so the first thing I'm going to do is if all I'm getting is the volume weighted average price to here, then I'm going to tighten my stop and just, with the imbalances in 3 minutes, tighten my stop to exactly about break even and then see what we can get out of this. Marcus, thank you. Is Lennox a good buy at 500 or good buy below? Remember, another thing we're giving you is investing advice. Like I have no problems telling anybody what I do. Like if I make a buy or something, like I'm considering AbbVie after looking at it today, maybe I do, maybe I don't. I plan on buying a little bit more MP materials on its recent little dip, so I've been working the position on that one. But to tell you should buy Lennox or not, I don't follow it. I can't tell you that I like it or dislike it. What I can say is it's more of a rounded. If you zoom it out enough, I really don't like when you consolidate under support. So there's your uptrend, there's your rounded top of it, double top fail. And if you were to try to draw a line here, this is what we'll do. It's about $510, right? So look at that little double bottom from before, and then I'll zoom back in. What did you just do? You broke down, and you're consolidating underneath it. So to me, I never want to be the guy trying to pick the bottom. I'm more interested in a buyer when it breaks back out or breaks back out. I'm not trying. This is consolidating down in a downtrend, so I stay away from those. The only way I buy something when it has that kind of a dip where it's literally breaking down is if my intention is to DCA into the void, right? And the reason I gave MP, like immediately the first thing I said was, I don't mind telling you about something like MP because it's similar. And I know I'm doing it. Like it's consolidating underneath, but my intention is to DCA into the void because I just want to be in the stock. So I'll buy a little here, and then I'll probably buy a little here, perfectly understanding that I just want to be in this stock for the long term, and I think it could easily retrace to 25 or 30. I don't know where the bottom's going to be. So my answer to you is unfortunately going to be a no, but if it's just something that you want to be owning for the long term, I bought 10% here last time, bought another 10% today because I didn't want to wait, so I'm in a 20% position. I'll probably buy 20% somewhere in this void again, or I'm just going to buy some at the end of the year. That's the kind of idea that I look for a downward trending stock. But I have to want to be in the company for a long period of time to do that. Okay, we have 30 seconds to go. CarMax is still a buy. Remember, it's going from the S&P 500 to the S&P 600, which is going down. It's supposed to be a sell, so I'm going to ignore that one. Early look on Cliff is 1.3 million to the sell side as well, with only about 10 to 15 seconds to go. We'll see what happens. Obviously, we have big earnings after the bell, but it's not just Apple, it's not just Amazon. You got Coinbase, you got Strategy, Riot's reporting after the bell as well. So a heck of a lot to go over with Sean and Adara. So NVIDIA's a buy. So 3.4 million to the buy side for NVIDIA. Softy's a buy of 1.3. CarMax actually comes out. It does come out a buy. Apple's a buy of 1.2 million to the upside. What else we have here? Amazon's small, 780,000. That's not that big. The big one, I suppose, is NVIDIA. But the one that stands out to me is this one right here. Regetti is a 1.5 million buy in balance.
Spaghetti.
I can't remember the last time we saw that one on the list. Did it move? Can I even load it up? Whoa.
Hey-o.
Why is Regetti's up 8% today?
What? Yeah, some of those names,
Who knew?
man.
All of them? What's the QBTS up? I own QBTS, that's why I would be curious. That's why I get a little self-serving. I'm like, is this one up too?
Yeah, oh yeah. They're all together.
Up 7%. Get it, Quantum. Today, why not?
Well, I mean, Google, I know it's not a Google play, I guess, but Google's a big quantum
I think
name.
I might have missed the story. That's my bad.
Well, okay, so there goes Navin. Still downside. Look, I just covered my Palantir. It didn't matter. We had 3% left or whatever. We did a good job understanding that it wasn't going to go any higher there. Just some key numbers there at the 200 period moving average, 198. We were able to get out, and then it just dipped down on that imbalance. And yeah, I was just like, whatever. Sat back down, got out there on PLTR as we get ready for now, just minutes away for the big guy, man. Apple's coming through. Let's see if Tim Cook is cooking or not, because you know, at some point here, they're going to have to show up, right? I mean, Apple at all-time highs.
Put up or shut up.
And this is the thing. Yeah, like when your stock's, and that's exactly it. Like when your stock is at all-time highs, like Apple is, there is some, you know, questions about can you deliver on your valuation. So, you know, the good thing about Amazon is you're nowhere near you're near it.
Look at yesterday, though. The ones that had room to go, like Microsoft had room to go to the top.
Yeah.
Right, and obviously so did Meta. And what was the name that was at its all-time high? It was Alphabet. What's the one that broke out? It was Alphabet. So yesterday was the opposite. The ones that had room to go didn't go. Obviously, you know, Google gave some back, but look, I think Apple can pull it off. And we're all going to find out at 420. You said we'll find.
Oh, for Apple?
I'm just guessing.
Probably no. Apple normally is
They're not
later.
4
Oh, I
o'clock.
actually closed it. I don't know. Whatever time it is.
So on those imbalances that were to the upside, obviously, it was mostly buy imbalances for tech. Google actually, I didn't see Google on there, so I guess they didn't. It was Microsoft. Microsoft, NVIDIA, who am I missing? Amazon had a buy imbalance. Microsoft is, I don't want to call it pumping to the upside, but a couple of bucks it is able to go. So we'll see. Nothing too crazy. The overall market was in, like the Nasdaq was total 1 billion to the buy side.
Oh.
The market was 450 million. The Mag 7 was 1.2 billion. So it was essentially all that NVIDIA and Softy 1 million. Oh, it was there.
Oh.
Was Google there before? Maybe it was. It was a sell.
Well, you were commenting on the Rigettis and everything, so that's...
Yeah, I must have, maybe it wasn't there before. But Regetti actually grew to 1.8 from 1.5.
All right, let's, there it goes, that's a wrap. We are now out of Navin. Holla, we like that. It just broke above 20, and we, like I said, we only had 10% left or whatever, so we'll cash out on that one. Big trade there for Navin, and now that I look at it, it's within dollars, Navin v PLTR, but Palantir is third place today for myself. Google, big number one today. It was looking like we were Deadsville on Google earlier because it just kept on coming in and your boy was long. But eventually we found that bottom and made it into the number one stock. So yeah, happy with obviously the performance there on this one. Let's see if it can hold now tomorrow. We'll see if Google can hold this 280 tomorrow. That's in question, I would think. All right, and then yeah, so Palantir, Navin, and Google. That's it, just 3 for 3, 3 stocks there today for me, and that's about it. The interesting name to me now, we'll keep on watching, Boeing down to 200. We'll see if that breaks tomorrow. BA not having a great day today. Downside, another 6% on China deal, but no deal. So, you know,
no deal.
Yeah, Boeing doesn't really get the love there today. But as you can see right down here, we are on the 200 period, so we want to watch out for that. But yeah, not a great day for NQ today. Maybe time to dip by the index if it gets hit again tomorrow, but we'll discuss that then.
Yeah, so even after earnings, I like is a good time to buy them. But you know what? Whatever you're buying or trading, for too long, that meant risking your own money and possibly having not enough to start. That fear of losing kept a lot of traders on the sidelines, but that's now changing. Why? Because Trade the Pool is transforming how traders access the markets. With its limited risk trading model, traders use funded capital while Trade the Pool absorbs the downside. This allows traders to focus on what truly matters: discipline, consistency, and growth. And when you hit the profit target, you keep 70% of the profits. No fear, no barriers, just real opportunity. This is the revolution of limited risk trading powered by Trade the Pool. So visit tradethepool.com or scan the QR code in front of you to get 10% off your evaluation account. Shout out to them. 355 just hit, so predictably we tell you this all the time. That's why we say it every day, so you're not surprised. NVIDIA and balance paired off. Obviously Microsoft, you don't see anymore. Apple, a sell imbalance. That wasn't there before, but now it is a sell. Rigetti paired down to 1 million, so that one got cut in half, and that's about it. KMX, I don't even see it on here. I was hoping that would come out a big sell because that's what we were expecting, and it didn't show up as anything. So there's not going to be a CarMax trade for me. Getting the boot from the S&P 500 down to the 600. The old demotion, which happens every now and then.
Yeah, not great. You don't want to get too demoted.
You don't want to get demoted.
Over there,
I'm just jumped out of CMG. It got to the $0.50, but that's about it. It just went 33 to 33, 32 half. GSAT was the one I wanted to go back to you. Bouncing off VWAP. The price action is suggesting that they like the idea of a potential deal here. Like sometimes, you just look at what the market is telling you, and as it gives it back, it doesn't really, it's still well above the halt open price. Like the support was at 50 bucks, it's gonna close above 50. So, the buyers seem to like this, even though on speculation, it broke out the highs. This could be a bullish one tomorrow. We've got to have GSAT on the radar for sure. I think we're going to Adara one last time. Mm-hmm. Was it? Yeah.
Yeah, we are here. Let's take a look at Moderna coming back lower. As we know, there were reports that there could be a deal, a significant deal. Now Stat News, the same, outlet that was credited with the initial story, is saying that talks have been happening on Moderna, but a deal could be very hard to pull off. So that's circulating now as well. Stat saying that there have been talks with Moderna, but it could be tough to pull off an actual deal. Back to you.
No, Apple's not.
Well, it could. We were just sort of talking about Apple and Amazon, whereas can I envision a world in which Amazon does another 10% drop like last earnings? Yes. Can I envision a world in which Apple drops 10%? Much lower probability.
Yeah.
It's just
safer. Amazon, Apple's safer.
It's safer.
I think if you're going to.
I suppose that cuts. What's
your safe word?
I suppose it cuts both ways. That's pretty bullish though.
Yeah, and just heading into the close again, man. Coinbase. Shout out to Joe there in the chat. Just another name that we got to watch out for. Obviously, their report not coming at the right time here because of what we've been seeing in crypto. But Coinbase hopefully going to give some good news to the space there tonight, and could be a nice little rally moment for Coinbase. It's been beat up pretty good lately. We'll see if it can hold this 3 bill level there. Coinbase coming out. It's going to have to drop 10% more to get to 300. So can we do that? Yes, it can. Let's wait to see what happens there with Coinbase. Okay, man, 2 more minutes to go. Tomorrow's Halloween, so I think we'll be in some costumes. So you guys get into your costumes as well.
And take some pics.
And send them in. We'll be talking about that. I sort of had that idea earlier. Trade with us, and if you want to wear your costumes, cool, send us in and we'll show them through the chat tomorrow. Maybe you can tweet them at us or whatever.
Make sure you can see your screens.
And we'll get them up. Yeah, don't wear masks or anything like that, or big hands where you can't hit your keyboard.
Yeah, that'd be a problem.
Or however you are doing it. But the Nasdaq's at the lows, man. We were very, very biased short today for the overall Nasdaq, and it looks like we're going to be right with that call. So not a great day to look at your portfolios, but get ready for what could save the market. If Amazon and Apple and Coinbase can all come up with good reports, then I think the market can get on the back of those. And then, I don't know, man, but it's not good. The big 3 that reported yesterday are pretty much all red. Google's going to hold on by 2% here.
That does like a technicality. It dropped 8% intraday for Google. So despite the fact that it held gains.
Yeah, it's only up 2% right now.
It's not a good look. And Coinbase is actually breaking down lower with the market here. So maybe somebody knows something, or maybe it's just falling because IBIT or Bitcoin, I should say, get it right, Bitcoin at 106.5. So going into when Strategy, I keep wanting to say MicroStrategy, when Strategy and Coin are going to report, you're doing so into a pretty, I don't want to call it nasty because it's not really that bad. What is Bitcoin at right now? At 106. I want to see what it looks like. Actually, I'll just go to IBIT. It's so much easier to just jump over to IBIT. Yeah, you're pretty much at the low of the day. huge volume and trying to hold. I'm going to throw up Amazon because I feel like that's supposed to be the first one. So with 10 seconds to go, the bell brought to you by Beta Pro by GlobeX. Shout out to them. Going to be the market recap show. Amazon, Apple, Amazon earnings should be first. We ring the bell right now. I'll be locked and loaded. I want to thank everybody for tuning in. Thank you for the super chats. Thank you for participating. Obviously, we couldn't do the show without you guys because we do it for you guys. And thank you for putting up with the work that's being done. I love that board. Shout out to Mark, and thank you so much for all the work you've been doing over there. Amazon's not moving yet, but we are expecting them right away. Big earnings, whether it's in the crypto space, whether it's big cap tech. Hopefully these Mag 7 names do better than they did as a group yesterday, which kind of led to this down day that we've seen here today. And we've got everything you need. It's Adara, it's Sean. Our market recap show will cover anything and everything, and including your questions. And it starts right about now. And I don't have to say go Blue Jays because that's tomorrow. So I'll see you tomorrow. But you guys are going, what up, Fabian? You guys are going a couple of feet to my right. Market recap and Amazon and Apple earnings right now.
All right, here we are. Thank you, Neil. Yeah, look, ready for this. Adair, you ready for this?
I am.
All right, it's a big moment. This is brought to you by GlobalX. So thank you to GlobalX and Beta Pro for all of their support. Yeah, we've got Amazon. There goes Amazon right now. Looks like they're trying to shoot up a little bit. They were down 3%, so they're just up 3% right now, up into 231 and change. Amazon reporting $1.95 versus $1.57. So 195 versus 157. There goes Amazon right now, up 1 point. How do I have this much energy? Up 1.9% right now. Goes Amazon. Bye-bye. Nice move higher here. Adair's going to parse through those numbers, but it's a big one right there for Amazon. We like you a lot right there for Amazon. Keep dropping those packages off at my place. But there it goes, 239 right now. Amazon, nice move upside. So here we go. We talked about possibly buying this market up. There goes Amazon. Looks like for now it's holding. Huge move upside for Amazon. Up $13, now up 5%. It's actually up 10% now. It was down 4% before this print. It now goes up 5%. Let's give it a change up 8% right now for Amazon. You got them over there?
Yeah, I have some stuff here. So they beat EPS and sales, guys. EPS 195, as Sean said, above estimates of 157. Sales 180.169 billion, well above estimates of 177.754 billion. But here I think is the most key thing as well. Their AWS net sales above estimates 33.01 billion, above estimates of 32.39 billion. So that's a better AWS beat than we've seen recently. Let's take a look here at MSTR. They were one of the other 4 p.m. names along with First Solar.
Ooh, it's going higher.
MSTR, or just Amazon. I have Gilead. We can talk about Gilead here as well.
All right, why not?
Yeah, let's talk about Gilead because, again, Amazon.
Amazon up 6% right now and still flying. Still flying, Adara. Go ahead. Still seeing strong demand in AI, good core infrastructure pull forward on Amazon. It is absolutely Moon City right now, Adara, up over 10%. So we're going to have to, everybody that voted Apple is going to have to get a big number right here. There it is. Let's just call up Gilead.
I have their guide for Amazon.
Okay, Gilead right now up to 120. What's the guide looking like? There's no movement on Gilead. Let's focus on Amazon.
Yeah, Amazon guide here. Q4 net sales, 206 billion to 213 billion. Now, the low end of that actually is below estimates of 208.45 billion.
AWS is out.
Which one?
The AWS number's out.
Oh, yeah, I already mentioned the AWS.
Yeah, 20%
was a really nice beat. Yeah.
Yeah. So there it goes, 20% right now. That's that number that we were looking for on the AWS side. So there it goes. Amazon, a nice move higher right now. Wow, Amazon. You know what, guys? That is new. Let's go Stock Blitz. That is your new all-time high on Amazon. All right, let's go. First Solar, FSLR. That is now out right now, $232 on FSLR. I don't have their numbers. Did you say they were out? Because they are.
Some of it, yeah.
Okay, so they're down 7% right now is First Solar. Remember, Enphase had a negative print a couple days ago. Give us the goods there on FSLR.
Yeah, let's talk about it. They narrowed their guidance too. We'll start with the numbers. Q3 earnings, $4.24 per share, below estimates of $4.30. Sales, $1.6 billion, above estimates of $1.561 billion. That's an EPS miss, but a sales beat. They narrowed their fiscal 2025 GAAP EPS guidance. The new guide here, $14 to $15, does miss estimates of $15.18. They also narrowed their sales guidance, now expecting between 4.95 bill to 5.2 bill. That misses estimates of 5.28 bill. So again, EPS miss, sales beat, and then guidance now below estimates for both EPS and sales for FSLR. Yeah, Amazon, I'm seeing a lot of people here on social media recirculate those AWS sales. Ashton mentioned up 20% year over year, and also well above estimates, which is rare for AWS.
Yeah, I mean, Amazon is an absolute smoke show right now. I mean, straight up to the upside here, continues going higher. It's a great quarter for Amazon, needless to say. All right, the other numbers we're waiting for is Reddit, trying to get that through here. I don't think they're out yet. Let's see what Reddit's doing. A little bit of a dance. Doesn't look like Reddit's out. Roku is another number we're waiting for is Roku. Just heard Adair say Roku is now out. And Roku, unfortunately, downside. So we'll have to wait to see what these numbers look like for Roku. Adair, let me know. We are now down over 10% on ROKU right now on the stock. So you're good to go on the Roku numbers?
Yep.
Then blast ahead.
So it looks like they beat here in EPS and revenue. Revenue was very narrowly beat. Looks like they reported 1.211 billion versus 1.21 billion expected. So literally 0.01 billion above estimates. That's pretty small. Earnings per share, looks like we got 16 cents versus estimates of 9 cents. I always like to be careful because there's always a lot of different estimates going around, but it looks like we had a very narrow revenue beat and an EPS beat here for ROKU. Let me see if we have Reddit and forget it yet. Coinbase, we're not getting till 410. The other crypto name, Riot, not till 430. What about our friend MSTR? Let's take a look at that. MSTR, I've always said, is probably one of the least reactive earnings names. I'm not seeing anything on it here for MicroStrategy. And for context, last quarter, Coinbase dropped 17% in earnings. MSTR moved 1.7%. I'm not seeing the earnings yet for MicroStrategy. But again, guys, Amazon was such a great report. First Solar, not so good. Roku, kind of mixed.
So there's Amazon. Great job, Adair. Thanks for all that. There goes Amazon, now still up that 7%. I want to remind everybody that we are brought to you by Beta Pro and Global X. So we want to thank them for their continued sponsorship as well. But there's Amazon up 6.7%. All right, Roku again. I know we just looked at that, but here we go, man. Roku, EPS 16 versus 9. That's a beat. Sales also a beat, but we're going a little bit downside, but just trying to pick that back up now on Roku. Look, we're still waiting. What's cooking up here with Tim Cook and Apple? We'll wait to see if that number gives us a similar love here. Right now, Apple up 102. I hear Reddit in my ear. Is that what you're hearing as well now?
I have Lumen moving really nicely.
Okay, here. Reddit now starting to go upside, now Coinbase. Up 2.5%. Lumen apparently out as well, moving nicely here for Lumen. No, not really, not doing too much there, but Lumen right now flat. And then I just heard out of my side of my Coinbase now out. Yep. So what does that look like? It's a little bit of a move higher here. Coinbase still showing down 4%. Not moving around too much here, but what do you got for Coinbase?
Yeah, their trading volume is an issue once again for COIN. So Lumen was a double beat. We'll get to that after. Coinbase reporting trading volumes here, and where did it? Twilio is out too, apparently. We've got trading volumes for COIN of 295 billion. That is below estimates of 310.2 or 0.02 billion. So again, they missed here on trading volume. Revenue was a slight beat, 1.87 billion versus estimates of 1.8 billion. Q3 subscriptions and services revenue, 747 million above estimates of 734.3 million. So let's talk here about RDDT because I have some of these numbers here for Reddit. Revenue up a whopping 68% year over year to reach $585 million. Gross margin expanded year over year to 91%. Net income here coming in at $163 million. Diluted earnings of 80 cents per share. That would be above estimates of 52 cents per share. They did beat here on revenue. Their guide here coming in at 655 to 665 million for Q4. That's above estimates of 634. They also had a beat here for adjusted EBITDA guidance for the next quarter. So guidance good, double beat for Reddit, not too much to be too red about. If anything, I would say this report's pretty green. It's
yeah, that's
well, yeah.
I really like. So I like Reddit. I think that there is some opportunity to buy some Reddit here on any sort of a downside play, especially with those numbers, Adara. So I do like Reddit, even though Reddit right now is turning red as we speak. Now down 6.5%. Remember, these percentages that we have on our screen include the day's move as well. So Reddit, you know, it's pretty flat here on their report, right? This is where we close. This is where we're at right now. So Reddit down, but not too bad there on earnings. So please take that in consideration. We just had Rocket companies come out as well. So RKT, another heavily shorted name, not much movement. Twilio, I love this name. I'm still in a small amount of Reddit in the account, of Twilio in the account as well. Oh, well, there it goes. Up to 121 goes Twilio. So that's a nice little networking name here. What do you got for Twilio? Again, their software and their technology used in Uber and many other things there. It's passing back and forth data at a low rate. So what do you got for Twilio? Looks like it's good. But before we go to that, actually, can I just talk about Amazon? Amazon's pulling back nicely right now. So again, a really monster beat, goes right up there to the top side, taking that level out. But there it is, Netflix, 10-for-1 stock split right now. Oh, damn, why didn't I buy this name the other day? Oh boy, we're dropping the news. Ramin, clip this right now. We have this. Nobody has this ahead of us right now. Netflix announcing 10-to-1. That's what we were waiting for. Arg. We wanted Netflix there. Netflix came into $1,000, and now you can see there it goes into 1,100. Netflix up nicely now. We're overreacting for drama.
I'm kind of sad they're splitting, because I like trading them when they were $1,000.
Well, let's find out. It's 10-to-1 right now. We'll figure out when that stock split happens. Don't worry, Adara. Turn that frown up. That's right. Turn that frown upside down. We will find more opportunities for you to trade multiple $1,000 names. But there it is right now. Netflix on 10-to-1. That's your stock blitz right there. We like that story. Wow, what a bunch of good stories we have out right now. Coinbase as well, starting to hover around a little bit here. I made this a little bit bigger so we can all see that. But I think that's pretty cool for Netflix. We'll see it. For me, that is absolutely monstrous because November 17th. November 17th is when Netflix will start trading on a cost-adjusted split basis of 10-to-1. So I basically never traded NVIDIA when it was $2,000, but then it split, and then it became like probably my #1 P&L name. Let's see if Netflix can do that as well right now. But all right, so where's Apple?
I mean, it's
hello,
4:30,
Tim Cook. Check my Apple Watch. Still not out yet. We're waiting for 4:15, I believe, right? Or is it
4:30? They're very timely.
4:30. I got a date tonight. What do you mean 4:30?
We're not expecting them to come afterwards. I have to shout out Theorem in the chat saying Adara should day trade Berkshire. I have. So shout out to you.
Here we go. And Eli Lilly you like? That's a $800 name.
Yeah, Eli Lilly was my best ticker today. I was just chilling with that all day. But let's talk here about Twilio earnings. Q3 adjusted earnings, $1.25 per share, beating estimates of 108. Sales, 1.3 billion, beating estimates of 1.254 billion. They also guided better than expected here, guiding Q4 adjusted earnings between $1.17 and $1.22 per share versus estimates of 114. Sales, they guided between 1.31 and 1.32 billion, above estimates of $1.285 billion. Let's go over Coinbase again. I did talk about these numbers already, but we'll go over them with a bit more detail. So Coinbase here, COIN, reporting EPS $1.50 I'm seeing versus estimates of 121. Revenue $1.87 billion, narrowly beating estimates of $1.78 billion. Now they're guiding here Q4 subscription and services revenue between 710 and 790 million. Not seeing how that compares to estimates there. Intel, okay, we have more on Intel. Intel reportedly in talks here to acquire AI chip startup Sambanova. So
Intel's acquiring somebody with U.S. government's money?
I was going to say you're using the government's money. They're using NVIDIA's money. They're using all the money. But yeah, Intel reportedly going to be acquiring this Sambanova. I have to look more into Sambanova. I don't have any info right now on Sambanova other than to tell you this is potentially happening here with regards of that acquisition, or at least reports.
6,600 of you are staying late. So right there, we want to say a big thank you to everybody that's staying late with us. But if you are here, make sure you do hit that like button ASAP. Intel not moving at all on that news, still down 2.3%. Look at this cascade waterfall action on Intel. All right, here they came to save the day. It's Mighty Mouse, but Amazon is here right now. Wow, good size here in the after hours for Amazon. Amazon's volume today, 84 million shares. So a big day for Amazon, now up nicely, man. You're up over 10% on this report. Remember, Amazon was down today, so we take that into consideration. Amazon went out at 223, and a big move there for Amazon. Adara, I know you're super busy, but I think we should give them another rundown on the Amazon numbers if you do have them. But Amazon, they get that. Neil and I were going back and forth. I wanted to see a 20% number on AWS, and they gave us exactly that, Adair. They gave us 20% their growth on AWS. We got a big Azure number, we got a big number from Google Cloud, and it looks like Amazon there stamping that trade forward. But let's go. What's important about Amazon's report? I think the extent of the growth, too, is really significant because, honestly, on a percentage basis, there is very little growth with Azure. It grew by 40% compared to like 39% last quarter. That's very small. Let's talk here about Amazon beating on EPS, $1.95 per share, well above estimates of $1.57. Sales, $180.169 billion, well above estimates of $177.754 billion. And their AWS segment sales up 20% year over year. Apparently, this is their best growth metric for AWS since 2022. North America segment sales up 11%. International sales up 14%. I became an Amazon Prime user during this quarter, so definitely me. No, I'm joking. Oh, I wish I would have. You didn't mention that. I would have gone longer on that stuff. I love Amazon Prime. I shouldn't have it. It's so bad. You get the cable too, the Prime. Oh, the Prime Video? Yeah. See, the ads annoy me. I feel like they're but I think they have a lot of Degrassi on Amazon Prime. If I remember correctly, that probably would be the one draw for me. But let's talk here about Amazon's guidance for Q4, because that's maybe the one issue here, Sean. They guided Q4 sales between 206 and 213 billion. And the estimate there was 208.123 billion. So, Sean, the lower end of this is about $2 billion off from that estimate. So that's maybe not great. We'll go over Reddit again, too, if we may, because Reddit had some awesome numbers. People are asking about MSTR. MSTR, like I said, barely moves on earnings, and I'm still not seeing the report. Let's talk here about Reddit. Revenue, as I mentioned, up a whopping 68% year over year to 585 million, well above estimates of 548 million. Diluted EPS of 80 cents, well above estimates of 51 cents. Adjusted EBITDA, 236 million, well above estimates. Net income above estimates. Daily active users up 19% and above estimates. Their guidance here, 655 to 665 million, well above estimates of 638 million. Adjusted EBITDA guidance for Q4, also better than expected. Their gross margin was up 90 basis points year over year. It is hard to find anything bad about this report. The only decrease here is their fully diluted shares, which were down on a sequential and annual basis, but I'm not seeing by how much they were down. All right, Coinbase, not moving too much right now, 1.5% right now to the upside. So also we had, you have what? Cloudflare. Oh, Cloudflare. Also, WDC came out with a report as well. We can talk about that too. Right now, Western Digital up that 5%. And again, not too much volume here in the after hours for WDC. It looks like we've got about 4 or 5 bigger prints there on WDC. So you got Net. All right, let's go over and have a look at Net right now. Cloudflare, they went out at all-time highs. So, okay, and they say thank you for that one. There's Cloudflare looking great into the report, Adara, and now blasting higher, although negative today, obviously, but there it goes. Cloudflare now up 4.6%. What do those numbers look like? Yeah, so EPS here, I'm seeing 27 cents per share. That would be above estimates of 23 cents. Revenue, $562.027 million, above estimates of $544.95 million. Cloudflare will always remind me of that girl filming herself and posting it on YouTube or TikTok when she got fired from Cloudflare. That video is just worth watching if you haven't seen it. So shout out to Brittany Peach. But let's also talk here about WDC. That's the name of the girl. Great. Yeah. I don't know why. It's been 2 years. I like peaches. Peaches or nectarines? Oh my gosh. This is why I'm here. Nectarines. Okay, actually. Nectarines physically, but I like the peach flavor better, if that makes sense. I don't like eating a peach. Let's talk about Western Digital though as well. As you mentioned, like the volume on this has been kind of, it's decent. Actually, you know, what am I saying? This earnings reaction volume is better than any volume Canada had all day. So let's talk about it. Q1 adjusted earnings, $1.78 per share, well above estimate, or decently above estimates of $1.58 per share. Sales, $2.818 billion, above estimates of $2.725 billion. And Sean, their guidance for EPS above estimates 173 to 203 versus estimates of 171. Sales, $2.8 billion to $3 billion. Above estimates for the most part here of
2.815 billion. We are not related, Matt M. We're just both very enthusiastic and
me and you
excitable people.
We're not related?
Someone said in the chat they have to be related. And I was like, we are not.
No.
But
no.
High energy.
I mean, my brother's single. I'm not trying to hook you up or anything, but I'm just saying, like. Anyways, don't. Anyways. All right, there goes Netflix right now. I think this is a. We're both doing like those office things where, you know, you throw the camera and you're okay, so there goes Netflix right now, up 2.5%. So I don't want this story to be forgotten here. Obviously, this is one of the bigger ones to talk about here today because out of nowhere, Netflix drops the 10-to-1 reverse split as of November the 17th. So Nimrod is in the chat. Thank you, Nimrod, as well. He drops 50 memberships. Thank you so much, Nimrod, for that one right there. 50 memberships, man. He's loving it. Thank you so much. Very, very kind of you. Become a member on the show. You get Sharif's morning note. It's only $5, but thank you so much, Nimrod. I mean, that's a lot. Thank you so much for that. And it gets everybody involved. So we want to thank everybody for that. All right, Tim, let's go, Tim Cook. It's 4:20, and I know we're expecting it a little later, but 4:25 to 4:30, we will get Apple.
It will be right at 4:30.
I don't know. I'm thinking.
They're so timely, though, Sean.
I'm thinking Apple. I'm thinking Apple's going to be green, man. It's going to be a Granny Smith report.
Oh.
Right there for Apple today. We'll see it.
What if it's like a gala apple, like a little green, a little red? That's my. What's your favorite apple?
I'd be okay with that.
What's your favorite apple?
I like the Golden Delicious, so it's in that realm.
Okay,
where
nice.
It's like yellow.
See, I like the Macintosh.
And that's red, isn't it?
It's red green. It's the same kind of family as gala.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
What's everybody's favorite apple in there?
Drop it in the chat.
Fabian,
guys.
you have a favorite apple over there? Granny Smith. I like the Granny Smith. The Granny Smith, but sour. Sour.
Yeah, it's a little sour.
Fine. It's fine. For anybody. Oh, Honeycrisp. Yes, very good point there in the chat as we get going on that. All right, Amazon Smoke Show today, like we just said, man, big movement there for Amazon. Great report. A lot of people we were deciding between Apple and Amazon. I'm not actually sure who won that poll, but right now, whoever voted for Amazon, probably going to be the winner because Amazon closed the day at 222, and now you're up $20 from there. So Amazon roughly up 9% here in after hours after being down 4, now up 6%, 10% reversal completely on Amazon. On AWS, 20%. We like that. But their guide wasn't as good as we had hoped for. MSTR, MicroStrategy. That's a nice little...
No earnings out.
Yeah, so I was going to say they're upside. So I thought maybe there was some earnings there, but we did get a big spike right at the end of the day. That's just a closing trade. So yeah, no volume there yet for MSTR. Let's go over Coinbase. I'll give you a second to load that up. I think this is another big one that there's a lot of traders holding on to Coinbase. So it's been a minute, but we did not want to see 300. We do not. That does not even come anywhere near 300. So I guess we'll wait for their conference call. But right now, Coinbase.
MSTR.
Oh, MSTR is out.
Just dropped.
Oh, MSTR just dropped right now. So here we go. $8 versus 7 or so I'm hearing in my ear. You're going to get the exact numbers for us. But right now, MSTR, despite being out, still not really moving and not giving us too much volume on anything right now.
They're like the worst earnings reaction name. I said it.
You know why? Because Bitcoin, right? I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, they don't care about numbers. They care about Bitcoin and how much of it Michael Saylor and his team have. And they tell us that throughout like the week anyway. Like basically every Monday they give us a number. So what really, this is not a name that's going to matter for earnings. Oh my gosh. Okay, guys, keep an eye on NVIDIA. We have comments coming from USTR. Trade Representative Jameson Greer saying that Blackwells are not on the table for China right now. We already knew this. We literally had Jensen Huang saying he's not even factoring this into projections, but Jameson Greer saying this. Apparently, they did speak with President Xi about chips, quote, broadly and briefly, but they didn't talk specifically about Blackwells, which is kind of funny because Trump specifically said he was going to try to sneak a little Blackwell hint into the talks with Xi. It sounds like no Blackwell hint actually happened. MSTR, apparently operating income, $3.9 billion. $2.8 billion of net income, $8.42 of diluted earnings per share. Their Bitcoin Bitcoin holdings at 640,808, so almost 641,000, at a total cost of $47.44 billion, or average price of just over 74,000 per Bitcoin. BTC yield of 26%, and a $12.9 billion BTC monetary value gain achieved in year to date. Let's talk here about the numbers. EPS, though, we talked about the 842. That sounds good, right,
Yes,
Sean?
it sounds amazing.
Well, it's well below the estimates of 1057. And then sales here did beat estimates, 128.691 million versus estimates of 118.431 million. Now, why is this up? Because Sean and I both said it. This stock is all about Bitcoin and how much of it Michael Saylor has and how excited he is about getting more. That is all the stock cares about. It does not care about things like numbers or sales or being a company. They just want to get their Bitcoin and live their life.
Yeah, nothing wrong with that. We talked about it. Bitcoin's been in a disaster downside play right now, but we'll wait. Hopefully Bitcoin can find its footing in and around 100K. Yeah, Netflix holding out right here.
So,
you know what I want to do? Let's look over who made money yesterday. Here's compare your profits. If you guys are, these are the top traders here at Real Trading from yesterday. So yesterday's top P&L name, 13,000 on Nasdaq. Someone traded almost every U.S. market right there, $9,000 in that. TSX there as well, Nasdaq 8,000, 8,000 again. More Canada. We have a lot of traders located here north of the border. More Nasdaq. So that's it. So yesterday's top dog in and around 13,000. 10,000 second place, and near the bottom there, 4,000 to 5,000. That's who's making money over here right now. The Netflix story, again, a 10-to-1 split, effective November the 17th. All right, the Apple Watch does not go tick, 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 but we're listening. We're waiting out for it here. Hello, Tim Cook. When are you going to drop this number? And of course, it's not Tim Cook. I did just hear that DJT is getting subpoenaed for their bank records.
I was just going to say about that. I was going to read through that story, but yeah.
Yeah, okay. So no major reaction at all. But JP Morgan, which is the bank, they're apparently now getting subpoenaed. I'm not sure by who, but they're getting subpoenaed for their bank records.
It's a weird story. I can talk about it if you want. It's kind of...
Can you talk about it in 30 seconds?
Yeah, sure. So basically, it looks like Devin Nunes, who was formerly... he worked for the government there. He was involved in the government. Now he's involved at Trump Media and Technology. He issued a statement apparently on a secret subpoena of company records, and then apparently an SEC filing reveals that Jack Smith, who we know Trump is not a fan of, subpoenaed JP Morgan so that they could get the Trump Media bank records. This is all very convoluted. I want a little bit more info. Also, someone in the chat was saying, oh, like Trump didn't say he was going to talk to Xi about Blackwells. I actually found the quote, and I do want to remind you guys, he did say he'd talk about it. We'll be speaking about Blackwell. It's a super duper chip, quote unquote, before the meeting. So yeah. He did say he'd speak about it.
It's super duper, that is for sure.
Not the first time he's called it that either, actually.
No? Okay.
No, he's in it more than once.
No, very, very descriptive there, super duper. Okay, guys, look, we're all excited for Apple. We want to thank everybody for staying late with us and our sponsor, Global X, one more time. But Apple's starting to get ramped up. Everybody in the chat's getting excited. We have over 1,000 likes. We want to thank everybody for doing that. If you haven't hit the like button, go do it now. The big stories today, Netflix split 10-to-1, effective November 17th. Amazon, a good report as well. WDC, a good report here today. So we'll see if that can help. Intel buying somebody, who knows? That's not really moving around either. Coinbase, good report, up 3%. But we're waiting for Apple. What the number we're looking for? The EPS estimate is $1.73 on Apple. The revenue estimate, I don't even really want to say this revenue estimate, $101.27 billion. Their revenue for the quarter, there's not even many names that have a market cap above their revenue. So we're getting ready for that, 101.27 billion. Let's see if those stories right now are true about Apple. Dara has the screen up here. So Dara, what are we looking for? All those numbers we talked about.
Yeah, so that's the numbers we're looking at. And I want to talk about their performance last quarter because you can find that on this infographic as well. They had a really nice beat here in iPhone revenue, gross margin above estimates, Mac revenue above estimates, their services revenue above estimates, but iPad and other products were areas in which we struggled. Unfortunately, wearables aren't on there. But yeah, something to be aware of there with regards to AAPL. iPad revenue and other products do tend to be issues for them.
All right, the expected move right here is 3.4% on Apple. Their last move was 2.9%, coming out in just 2 minutes. But take a look at that graphic. You can go find it all at Trader TV Research. Adara putting up a lot of graphics and doing a lot of work, so make sure you do find out for that. Apple, big thing for me is going to be their services. Let's see if they can keep on maximizing that to the upside, because that's where the biggest profit margin is in the services, because once a service is created, You just need people to use them. So let's go find out if that's going to happen. And I'm actually excited. Is there going to be talk of Anthropic, Perplexity? Who's going to be the one? And Sharif even mentioned it today too. He actually does not mind the AI in Apple because he connects it to ChatGPT and just asks the app and plays with it there. Let's see if they can somehow mention at some point, either during the conference call or maybe even in the report, what their plan is for AI. And will they build something? I don't think they're going to go with a large language model. To be honest with you, it's too expensive at this point. And if they were, they're too late to that party.
Yeah, they're way too late.
Microsoft beat everybody by getting involved with OpenAI early, but then now Google's like, see ya, and they're ripping up to the upside. Less than 60 seconds now for Apple as we go old school. We say shout out to the Toronto Blue Jays here. This jersey's like 30 years old. Honestly, no cap. I'm pretty old as well. As we go to the upside here with Apple still up another 1% right here in the after hours. We're going to wait to see if it continues forward. I say it's a beat. I say Apple is higher tomorrow morning than 273, which is where we're going to go out at. Now less than, I guess, 15 seconds or so before we get this Apple number. There it is. So we'll count it down right now. So 15, 13, here it comes, 12 seconds away. Apple, if they come out at 4:30, you're going to see this market start to move. So here goes Apple. 3, 2, and 1. It is now out.
Oh my gosh.
A little bit of a downside move. So they go $1.85. So they beat on it. They go they beat on sales. They beat on EPS right now. But maybe it's not good enough. There goes Apple down to 262 right now.
Let's talk about it.
Yeah, okay, my chart's not updating, but let's go. It's 267 and change right now for Apple downside.
Yeah, let's talk about, I'm reading through like their actual reports. Let's talk about the year over year here for their different categories, because I can certainly do that. So looks like products revenue here coming in at $7.37 billion. That's up year over year. Services revenue, that's also going to be up year over year. Total net sales, obviously up year over year. And then cost of sales, different metric. But let's get into the top and bottom line first and foremost. Q4 earnings, as Sean mentioned, $1.85 per share, above estimates of $1.73. Then we got revenue here, $102.5 billion, above estimates of $101.2 billion. iPhone revenue, $49 billion, above estimates of, oh, sorry, not above estimates, actually below estimates here for iPhone revenue, 49 versus 49.3 billion expected, but it's up year over year. So iPhone revenue missing estimates, Sean, though it is up year over year. Greater China revenue, oh gosh, okay, this is bad,
See,
Sean.
okay, bad, all right.
Greater China revenue, 14.5 billion. Not only is it below 15 billion last year, it's also well below estimates of 16.4 billion. So missing estimates on China and down year over year in China. iPhone revenue up year over year, but missing estimates. And again, these are the two things that people were really looking to see be better than expected for Apple. Both come out worse than expected.
Oh boy, so yeah, not a great report there for Apple. I guess I voted wrong. I mean, we both liked Apple. I liked Apple.
I picked Amazon.
You picked Amazon, yeah. Sorry, Neil and I liked it. But again, 185 beating 176. But yeah, it's the China number. I think that's a little bit of a problem. I'm not super worried about that part of it because we do know that China will come back on board. There it is, 185 versus 176, 102 versus 102. So the sales is pretty close, but still a beat on both sides right now. And it's bouncing back, man. We just ticked to 270. So Apple today went out at 271 and change. Looks like we're going to get 270 on Apple right there. But you know what I just heard? A new data center deal between Oracle and OpenAI, but we're not getting any
The market
movement.
doesn't even care about those anymore. They announce one every 2 seconds.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, okay. Thanks for.
I'm sorry, I'm so done with Oracle and all their stuff.
All right, well, let me know how you really feel about that story.
I'm sorry, Sean. I wasn't trying to be sassy to you. I'm being sassy to Oracle.
Okay. It's
And
all
only
good.
Oracle.
No, I mean, hey, I'm just here for the ride, man. This is your show. There goes, yeah, the more you do know right there. But yeah, Oracle, so who cares? As Adair said, what am I even doing? Covering it? My bad. But there goes Apple right now, down to 268 and change. We're just playing around. Let's see what Netflix wants to do. It's holding out higher as well as that continues to go. Coinbase, just a quick little review of all these names. Coinbase, pretty flat here into the report. It did go higher, now kind of just hovering. Not much going on there. We got, what was the other one? Oh, yeah. Something called Amazon. I never heard of it before, but this is a new stock here. Amazon, 244. Nice day for Amazon, going out at all-time highs. Oh, boy, we had an absolutely fantastic show here today.
That was really
with
fun.
Tons of earnings, man. We had Microsoft, we had
Riot,
Apple.
too. Platforms just came out.
Which?
Riot.
Blockchain name. Okay, let's go over to RIOT here. Riot, nice little upside move. But to take a word from Adara, the market maybe doesn't care, Adara, about this one, as we are trying to go back to the upside there on Riot. Okay, plans for tonight, or?
I might do some finishing touches on my Halloween costume for tomorrow, and I'm going to be getting my nails done. What about you? Any plans?
Yeah, same thing. We're going to do the Halloween costume, and we have double barrels. We got hockey tonight.
Okay, nice.
The wife takes the daughter there, and my son has chess.
Oh, cool. Okay.
Yeah, so that's always really fun. So
Will you be in costume tomorrow on the show?
Will I be in a costume?
Yes. Okay, so am I. I just don't want to be the only person because mine's kind of...
No. The two Bash Bros there for sure doing something, and I know Neil is as well.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
and Fabian is as well.
Is he? Okay, he usually does, yeah. Okay, that'll be fun.
Okay, he gave a thumbs up. Fabian had one of the best ones last year.
The Roaring Kitty?
Roaring Kitty.
Yeah, and then he was the Michael J. Fox character in...
Back to the Future?
Yes, Back to the Future before as well.
That was great. Great costumes all around. Okay, absolutely fantastic. Who's winning Game 6? This is the winning team. It is the Blue Jays, so we like that one. Go Jays, go. We'll be talking all about that tomorrow. Yeah, some of that as well. All right, thank you so much for watching. It's been a fantastic show. That's Adara. I'm Sean. We're back live tomorrow at 8:30. So happy early Halloween, and we'll see you all in your costumes tomorrow. Ciao till then.
I did everything right, and they indicted me.